right, it's going. Or it's loading. Hello and welcome.
Let me know when we're live.
I think we're live. Here we are.
See, we're live. You see us
Yes,
on
sir.
YouTube?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. This is another Chicago Reviews weekly live stream where we talk about all the goings on in the world of Chicago and pop culture and Chicagoland area. Before we really get into it, Dan, if you could in the background there, since you're guiding the ship today, if you
Yeah.
could pull up the video that we did yesterday. We're actually going to be live streaming Real Talk Chicago interviews when we do them now. The reception was
Mm.
good. Definitely for the listeners, go check this episode out we did with the Hit Mecca Squad. They are a media production group based out of both here, Chicago and Miami. We had three cats in the building, really dope artists. Um, they got some wrong screen, Dan, wrong screen.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, we had some really dope artists, the Hit Mecca Squad, in the studio yesterday. They did a lot. They did a really dope interview with us, and then they did a music showcase afterwards. It was a really dope interview. At one point, Bam Bam talked to us about how he learned English in 3 weeks. That was just fucking crazy in and of itself. Um, they have been collabing with One Lab, working on One Light Records, working on some projects. They got some heat. They showcased some of that last night as well. Definitely go check out that episode. And as you guys can see, I know I've been rambling a bit. Everybody hasn't really, gotten a chance to say who's on, but as you can see, we got Ty Riggs on. Usually Ty Riggs, he'll stroll in like quarterly for one of these live streams. Tonight, though, we got something that we're collabing on. So, Ty Riggs, if you just want to start to fill the people in.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's Ty Riggs, a.k.a. your mama's favorite, a.k.a. Wasabi the Black Samurai, a.k.a. Thotty Pippin, coming at you with a
Dan,
comedy
you can
show.
end the screen share.
Coming at you live. We're going to be doing a comedy show on April 17th. 420 Eve weekend. We're going to get turned. It's going to be here.
The name of the show?
The name of the show is Not Yet 420 Comedy Show. Yeah.
So
We're gonna have some of the hottest comics in the city come through and do our thing for y'all. And also we got a special guest headlining D Banks.
D Banks.
I can't hear you. What's it?
Muted. I was saying that mic is on. All right, so Ty Riggs, D Banks is a Chicago comedian that has been in the comedy scene for quite a while now. He has a couple of accolades under his belt. If you do care to tell the people where they may know him from.
Well, he's been on Just for Laughs on TBS. He's been on Comic View on BET, and he has also done. I don't forget. I'm already, I'm in space right now.
Comic View, Just for Laughs, Conan.
Yeah, he was on Comedy Central as well.
Yeah, Comedy Central also.
Yeah.
And I've personally seen D Banks live at a private COVID safe event, and the man was hilarious. I'm really excited for this show that we're putting together right now. Again, somebody's mic got a lot of wind blowing into it.
Might be you.
Hey, David, mute yourself.
My fault, bro. I've been trying to connect to Bluetooth and it ain't working. Then I just plugged in my headphones. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
we can hear you. There's just a lot of feedback. All right, so we were putting together this show. The tickets are limited. We can only fit so many people. It's only going to be 50 tickets sold. There's also only going to be the first 10 tickets sold that use the special promo code that we're going to be giving out is we'll get 10% off. We got multiple packages. They're going to be affordable. We will have a package for you 420 heads who definitely want some infusion with their not 420 yet.
Dan, if you could pull up on the WhatsApp, pull up the flyer for it and the Eventbrite, and also the Facebook. It should be on all three. But if you go to the production group on WhatsApp, it should be the flyer, also the Eventbrite link, as well as the Facebook event as well. If you want to pull any one of those up, just so people can have a visual of the event.
Shout out to the homie Faradun. He just hopped in. I think it's been a little bit since Faradun got a chance to hop into one of these live streams, and we're definitely going to get to the topic, Faradun. We were just actually talking about how we got a comedy show coming up at the network that we're going to be doing 420 weekend. It's called the Not Yet 420 Comedy Show, hosted by our boy Ty Riggs, headlined by Chicago comedian D Banks. So all that info, you can hit us on social medias, but it'll be across all our socials for anybody interested. Just like our pain and sips, we're going to put a lot into this, so it's going to be a dope event. We're going to make sure it's a dope experience for everybody. But before we can come back to that toward the end of this podcast, one of the first topics that we wanted to hop into before, because I know Henry's going to be, training, coming up here at the top of the hour. So I wanted to get into this while I got a couple of, sports fans on the podcast. And, people are going to scraggle in later. So, Dan, if you could pull up the Instagram and go to the LeBron meme. David, you got to mute yourself.
Yeah, where on the Instagram is the LeBron meme?
On the Mogul Minds Instagram page.
Word, okay.
So, all right, I don't know if you're able to zoom in anymore. Just so I'm actually on a mobile device, so for all I know, it looks fucking fine for everybody else. Yeah. All right, so we got Sue Bird here, and we got LeBron James. For those of you who are asking, Sue Bird is a WNBA, seemingly an all-star. She got 17 seasons in the WNBA. LeBron got 17 seasons in the NBA. 4 WNBA championships. LeBron got 4 rings. LeBron's 2020 salary is $37.44 million, and her 2020 salary is $215,000. Bonus for winning the 2020 finals, her bonus was $11,356. LeBron's bonus for winning was $370,000. So the question that's asked, I saw the meme. A lot of, these groups are talking about these things. The memes are floating around. And the question now becomes equal pay for equal work. First, we're going to start with Faradun before we get to Henry. And I just want to see at its core, base level right here, do you think that this is equal work that deserves equal pay, Dun?
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for having me, dude. So, I think it's such a touchy subject, right? Do I think so? Let me answer this by in a few different ways, or answering several different questions. Do I think they work equally as hard? Yeah, I think so. Right? When people play sports, when they're at the professional level, when you're one of the best in your league, right? Yes, you work incredibly hard. But just like any other professions, you also work incredibly hard. I think oftentimes in these debates, people are emotionally invested and aren't thinking, business oriented. If we actually take a look, and this is just the NBA, I haven't bothered looking up other major leagues, right? Whether it's the MLB compared to softball, or women's soccer versus men's soccer, and so on and so forth. But let's just strictly stick to the NBA versus WNBA. The WNBA generates over $8 billion, right?
$8 billion per year?
$8 billion. At least that's what it was last year, somewhere around there. but the women's, the WNBA only generated about 60 million, right?
Oh, so I think you said WNBA first. I was surprised.
No. The WNBA 60 million, NBA 8 billion.
8 billion. So that's
so
it's just wild.
So when you keep that in mind, right? You also have to know that the WNBA
It's more than 100 times
has a net loss of around $10 million, right? So the way I look at it is like you have company A, you have company B, both similar products. However, one just is more marketable. One just seems to generate a lot more money. Both companies are the same model, though, right? But company A is getting everything. So just because you work just as hard as company A, you think you deserve that amount of money when your company generates none of it? In fact, your company loses money? So
Faradun, it almost sounds like you're kind of making, basically, remember like, what was it, maybe like 2003, 2002, where both iPods came out and Zunes came out, and they're pretty similar products, but you couldn't ask with Apple's marketing and their operating system, you couldn't ask for Zune. Zune couldn't ask for their pricing to be the same as an iPod, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you can ask for it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I mean, if your company cannot generate the revenue, how can you pay your employees? I was reading. I did a little reading before I came on, right? And the NBA players make around 50% their salary compared to the revenues of the NBA, whereas for the WNBA, the revenue compared to their salary is like 20%. So there's that difference. But again, you have to realize the NBA generates a net profit while the WNBA does not. They actually lose around $10 million. How can you sustain that? There's no way you can sustain that. Again, let's say you start up a company. No one buys anything from your company, but your employees keep asking you for a raise. Eventually, you're going to go bankrupt.
Right, if you're giving out those raises.
You just can't do it. Listen, no one's saying we don't want everybody to be equal, but I think we're living in a society and a generation of participation trophies, and everybody deserves what someone else is getting, and that's just not the case. That's not how things work. Not everything is fair.
It's just not the way the world works.
And not everything is fair. You can't just cry and whine just because, like, I work really hard with what I do, right? I just so happen to be in a well-paying district, and it works out in my favor. It doesn't mean I work any harder than, people that work in the city, but I make more than them. Is that fair? I mean, again, things aren't always going to be fair, right? One of the things. Go ahead.
Based on what you're saying, and I mean, I can't argue with your logic, but based on what you're saying, it sounds like it would just, at its core, it would just be a bad business move to equal their pay.
Yeah, from my understanding, at least, because you got to realize you also have to understand, the NBA. They do a better job at marketing, but they have the audience. Maybe we need to do a better job with the WNBA in marketing. But again, all the proponents that want the WNBA to be successful and things of that nature, you have to realize, and especially when it comes to oftentimes I hear people saying, well, we need to support women and this and that. It's like, I'm all about supporting them. I just don't feel like watching it, and I shouldn't have to be forced to watch it just because you want them to be equal,
So one thing that Henry brought up, because it's very akin to your point. So one of the things that he was bringing up, Henry, you could take it away from there. He was bringing up that just sheerly off of not any gender-based argument at all, sheerly off of ticket sales and jersey sales, we can't do that.
Correct.
Exactly. So also knowing like, all right, so even going to supply and demand, right? So basically, like, so we're going Lakers, for instance, right? We're going to base it off of LeBron James and Sue Bird, Lakers and the Sparks, whatever. So just look up the dollar amount on how much the tickets go for a Lakers game in comparison to what a WNBA game is. And is the WNBA games, are they selling out their stadiums? Like the Lakers are selling out every single year. You know, they're selling out. You know, floor seats are what, 10 grand, 5 grand for floor seats or whatever. So I guarantee, I haven't looked up nothing at all, but I guarantee you the number is a lot higher than it is for a ticket sale for the Sparks. And then are the Sparks selling out every single game?
Hey, Dan, you think you could look up Lakers tickets and Sparks?
So I don't know about the Sparks, but I know the Chicago Sky are not selling out shit.
Well, look, don't bring up the Chicago Sky.
Said Lakers tickets,
they
what?
not really out here busting like that. I understand.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, but look, I'm talking about a dollar amount, you know. So, and then on top of that, the add-ons, people coming to games buying beer and shit, all that numbers adds up. So if there's 16,000 fans going
per ticket.
How much?
307 per ticket for the Lakers this season.
For the Lakers, now look up the LA Sparks.
Wait, can we say that? Can you say that number again? And who was it about?
$307 is the average ticket price for the Lakers.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's just the average price.
Like, yeah, the average price, I guess, of all of them. Probably all the good ones.
See LeBron dunk on niggas.
So I mean, we're just talking about revenue, sheer supply and demand. The Lakers are selling out. At WNBA, they're not really selling out stadiums, and their ticket prices are probably a lot lower. And then that's also less revenue for jersey sales, less revenue when it comes to, you know, nachos, beer, all that adds up throughout a season.
Video games.
So, I mean, it's just logically speaking, it's just like and you brought up the exact number. You said 8 billion to 60 million. That's more than 100 times the amount of revenue that the NBA is bringing in. So it's not even gender based. When it's just logically supply and demand, economically, that's what it is.
I got no ball in this court. I'm indifferent as shit. I just knew that I wanted people who are more sports fans, but that also understand logic to talk about this. So Ty Riggs, we did not get your opinion yet.
Basic economics.
Dan, did you get an LA Sparks ticket price?
I wasn't able to find a good figure on that. Like, I'm
that's fine.
Man, go to the website. Go to LA Sparks.
Go to the LA Sparks website.
It's not that well designed so that I could like buy a ticket. Cause like this is what I did. I tried to click it, and like it takes me to the website. I just wanted to find the price on Google. I couldn't do that. Whereas for the other one,
no, don't look. Oh, that's not during COVID time.
Yeah, and oh no, here it is. Yeah, 25.
Courtside.
Oh, is this the cut over here?
Yeah, 25 for the G-Man, and then.
And they give away a lot of tickets. There are a lot of organizations that give free tickets for WNBA games just to fill some seats. And they be good seats.
So for courtside tickets for 2019 LA Sparks game was $275. And you guys said, no, you can go straight down. And you guys said
to be courtside. How much it costs to be in the motherfucking booths up top?
Find that one out real quick.
Yeah,
275 for courtside seats.
Yeah, 275 for courtside seats.
That's crazy. The Lakers got guarantees like $5,000, bro.
You can't even see LeBron for $275, can you?
It says 1,000 to 3,600 or more, and I'm guessing it's more. So yeah.
Well, shit. So I don't know. I'm not a math whiz. I'm not a math whiz or anything, but I don't think the numbers add up.
Wait, but she wasn't Chicago Sky, wasn't she? LA Spark?
Well, what was that? Who? Yeah. No, he was looking up LA Spark. He wasn't looking up Chicago.
Okay. Damn. I was hoping it was more. Shit.
So I have a question, man. What do you think the WNBA can do to help generate more money?
That's a good question, right?
So I mean,
Duncan.
so obviously, yeah, obviously more marketing shit, always helps. But man, I mean, the skill levels are just not the same. Also, speaking logically, just looking at it, it's not the same caliber of basketball when it comes to athleticism.
No, dunking.
So I was watching Inside the NBA. It was the B team, as I called them, right? It was Shaq, Candace Parker, Dwayne Wade, and I forget what the other guy's name is, because Ernie Johnson, Charles, and Kenny are all doing NCAA right now. So Charles said, "Hey, what can we do to bring it closer?" And he said, "Bringing down the rim. The ball is already smaller. Why don't we bring down the rim? Give the women a little spark. Give a little bit more excitement." And I think Candace Parker took that as like a personal jab. Like, we don't need that. No way. My future daughter's gonna be a sidestep dunking, and it's just like, yo, chill out. I'm being so emotional about it. No one's trying to attack you. Shaq was legitimately trying to make a point and say, hey, I would love to see women's basketball generate more money. Them to get more of that spotlight, right? Like the NBA does. What are things that we can do? And she was so against it. And I was just like, can you imagine if women are posterizing other women? That might actually generate something,
They would at least give us highlight reels.
Hey, you know what's gonna take over and blow up and give all these women money more than the WNBA? Buns and basketball. That's what's gonna turn. Yes,
Fuck us up, gang.
What's up, Vino? Have y'all seen
up,
Buns
yo?
in basketball? I know Vino seen Buns in basketball.
Hell yeah. That's my shit.
That makes sense. That makes sense, Ty. That is true.
Hey, you want girls to get paid more than LeBron James? Watch. In 5 years, Buns in basketball is gonna be on fucking NBC.
It's funny you said that though, man, because listen, if there are female viewers and if other people start listening to this, they're gonna totally hit you with that's such a sexist thing to say. It's so misogynistic. You're sexualizing women, and it's just like, yes, but it could be one way to generate that money.
Hell yeah.
If they were giving dunk, it's
spitballing ideas.
I mean, in the OnlyFans age, I'm sure it wouldn't be that wild of an idea,
It's happening. You ain't seen it? Oh, damn. Pull up, Buns.
Yeah. I've seen clips.
Shit, the motherfucking bikini football been out for like 15 years now.
Oh, but they hitting each other like niggas. So it's like you sexy, but you playing real football.
They fucking each other up. Them bitches cold.
So, Vino that we were having, the conversation that we were having. This is ridiculous. Vino, the conversation was there was a meme.
Oh my god.
We gotta go to a game.
Oh Lord.
Please.
I will be at every last one of those games. All of them. All of them.
Dan, can you show Vino? Can you show Vino the meme of what the conversation is?
Yeah. I'm there for all those games.
All right, Vino. So you see the meme?
All right.
The question is it equal pay for equal work?
No, she can't fly. Let's be realistic about this, bro. They're not doing the same things. He's not getting paid more because this nigga can fly. Can she fly? I don't think she can fly.
That's basically what I said earlier. It's not the same caliber. It's not the same caliber of basketball.
Are they selling the same amount of jersey?
She can't. You telling me Sue Bird can do what LeBron James do? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That don't make sense. She getting paid. She getting paid accordingly.
That's the only way that market's gonna go up if they start flying.
So
wait, I gotta be honest, because if this answer changes. If the answer to this question determines the answer to the financial question, Are they selling the same amount of jerseys?
So you
not. I'm not wearing a Sue Bird shirt. I don't feel like I can fly.
I mean, you have to understand.
Hold on, guys. One at a time, right? So look,
$215,000 salary is amazing for just playing basketball. Just because you're not getting what LeBron is getting does not mean you're not getting fair pay. You are not bringing in the same amount of money to the industry as LeBron's. Your accolades, your championships does not compare to the revenue, the streaming that people get just watching NBA. Now, if the same amount of people who are watching the WNBA as the NBA, then yes, they should get the money. If the same amount of people was buying the same amount of jerseys and athletic wear in the WNBA as the NBA, then yes, they should get the same amount of money. But if that's not happening, then this is not even a question.
So Darrell, you missed you and Vino missed Dune's original point. Dune, if you just want to give them a quick little catch me up of what you were saying.
I'll give them 1 point real quick that he had brought up, that the NBA brings in $8 billion a year and the WNBA brings in $60 million a year, bro. $8 billion to 60, that's over 100 times more the revenue. That's really just the main thing right there.
Them bitches ain't breaking backboards.
I said that as well too.
I'm trying to laugh, but it's true. I'm trying to laugh, but it's true.
We coming for action. We coming for action, and you know,
the caliber of basketball is not the same.
Okay, to bring in more, but maybe we should focus more on bringing in more revenue, like through other means.
Nah, she definitely worth more than 200,000. Like, I ain't gonna support that for sure.
But they don't got the money to pay her that much. So if we work on like their merch thing, like maybe
how does the WNBA not have the money?
That's so this is what I was
bro. How much are WNBA tickets, bro? They're cheap as hell. They don't sell out stadiums. No one's buying their jerseys, bro.
Hey, just so you guys know, before everybody hopped on, Dan pulled up the pricing for a Lakers ticket. Is I think he said $307.
But
average. That's average, yeah.
Yeah. LA Sparks tickets, courtside, $275.
But that same man they trying to slay in the meme is the nigga doing the most for the WNBA.
They don't know.
Yeah.
He's trying to pocket watch.
He ain't got no say over what they getting paid. If he helps out, that's cool.
He ain't got no say on what they getting paid, but he definitely advocating for him like a motherfucker.
I mean, he right for doing that. Just because he's getting more don't mean he should get paid less. Because we're talking about monetizing something here. This is the reason why college basketball wasn't allowed to gamble or get in the big screen, because you couldn't profit off a kid in school. Like, the morality of it all is, even if the ticket was sold at the same amount, they're not selling the same amount of tickets. We're talking about monetary value, and it's not equal to say that because a person has the same amount of championships and it's the same sport, that they should get the same amount of money. It's not the same.
What her stats looking like compared to LeBron?
I'm gonna give you. Hold on. Wait. Here's a better question. Here's a better question. So we looking at basketball. That's only one sport now. Serena Williams don't got that problem. She rich as fuck.
This is true.
She's bringing in the numbers. She's bringing in the numbers. When she plays, everybody on earth is watching tennis that day.
You don't hear her. I ain't really saying like WNBA players shouldn't get paid more, so I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. But all I'm saying is, bro, is that it's not because y'all are women athletes, because there are some women athletes that are far richer than some of these niggas out here.
Right. So like Ty Riggs and Dune were saying, what could we actually do to drive more revenue to the WNBA?
None of us are God, bro. We can't fucking make cybernetic women, bro. What the fuck we supposed to make them cyborgs so they can jump higher, nigga? We can't do that.
I would watch that. No bullshit. Like, I would watch that.
Look,
completely whole different game now.
Man, you're gonna have Joanna Man out there talking about some Lamar Odom ass nigga talking about I identify as a WNBA player.
Is we supposed to get a whole WNBA new knees, right? Can't
Mega
do that.
knees.
No, Vino, listen, I was saying, and something Shaq said on Inside the NBA, just lower the rim 5 inches, make it a 9.5-foot rim instead of 10 feet.
Let them do something. Shit, them bitches can't. They can't get up there. They can't.
Not
they trying to get all the way up there.
Here's why I say that, because the average height in the WNBA is just under 6 feet, whereas the average height in the NBA is like around 6'7".
6'5", 6'6". I looked up these stats for a debate we did a little while back, and in this debate, it was WNBA All Stars versus the McDonald's All American Boys team, and who you think would win. And that kind of got us looking into a whole lot of these stats that we're talking about now. And yeah, so that like 6'6" range, there'll typically only be like 1 or 2 women, and they're probably coming off the bench that's anywhere near that tall. And the average boy in the McDonald's All-American team is fucking that height, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". So
the NBA got some pretty massive humans playing.
Well,
okay,
the top, all of these athletes and all of these major league
like that
sports
guy
are the
Zion,
top 1% in the world.
Like that guy Zion.
That's a big motherfucker. Now
he's playing. His legs probably just one of me.
Okay,
did you see him in high school? He should not be allowed to play in high school.
Zion's a huge cat, right? Should Zion, because he's one of the biggest players in the league, should he immediately get Shaq a payment from when Shaq was most recently in the league?
He got paid, bro. He got paid as a rookie, bro. This man got paid.
Regardless of size, you definitely have to prove yourself. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's niggas in the NBA that ain't making 200.
I forgot what he got his first. I forgot what his contract was, but he got money.
Yeah. So what's what's a starting contract for somebody who's probably never getting any play, but they do get signed to a team?
I think it's like
what? What are you talking about?
He's selling out tickets, because that is what we talking about, money.
He said we talk about the cheddar. See,
that's
why I feel like.
That's where they get their revenue.
So Darrell, player on a team that has sold out seats every day supposed to have more than somebody who's not selling out every day. I don't give a fuck if you're the champion of the fucking game that nobody's coming to.
So Darrell. Yeah, no, hold on. Dude, before you give us that stat, because I seen you looking it up. Darrell, so what short of buns and basketball? Think about this. Dune's gonna give us this stat real quick on what the base salary is for an NBA player. What short of buns and basketball can we as a society, or the WNBA as a brand, do to make people give a shit? Like Dune was like, he's a supporter, he's a fan of basketball, he's a supporter, but he just don't want to watch that shit. How do we make him want to watch that shit? Dune, what's that base salary?
Base salary for men is $898,310.
Goddamn.
Shit.
That sounds about right.
Over the course of how many years?
Well, that's 0 years of experience. It doesn't say that would be with 0 years of experience. That would be an NBA salary.
Fucking free agent, just walking in on the team, dunking on niggas, getting paid $800,000.
Shit.
Walking. Hold on, Tyrese. You say walking on the team doing what?
Dunking. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. That's the answer to that question, right there.
So then that brings up Dune's original point, which, like he said, was a Shaq idea that Lisa Leslie kind of took a certain type of way. But he was like, maybe if they lower the rims, it would make for a more exciting game, and then more consumers would give a shit.
Hell no.
Right, but that height difference has a factor, though.
Yeah, but there's a height difference between men and women also.
Right.
So I'm saying the height difference should compensate.
That's crazy, boy. Ain't no motherfuckers. Listen. Realistically,
Start
bro,
calling all these women.
men are not the same. We equal, but we not the same, bro. That shit is not. It don't make sense to try to justify common sense shit, bro. You're not supposed to want to see no motherfucking woman out there getting her Kobe Bryant on. I mean, it's cool. I support me, but my niece want to play ball. You know, I don't want to kill her dream. I'm telling her like it ain't no money in that. And
Darrell, just for the record, you are a girl dad, correct?
Yeah, I have 5 daughters.
You have 5 daughters, okay.
5.
So just so no one comes here to say, why is that guy hate women or something along those lines? I just want that to be clear that you are a girl dad out here.
I love all my children. I love all my daughters. I love my family. But realistically speaking, I'd rather if my daughter came to me and my son and they both were like, I want to go to WNBA and I want to go to the NBA. And even if the girl was better, even if my daughter was better, I would advocate that she get into something else before I try to convince the world that they need to pay the WNBA more money because my daughter wants to play. But like that's not realistic.
I feel that. I mean, I feel that it's a rock and a hard place kind of topic because you can't tell women not to love basketball and make that their life goal. You can't really tell them that, but same time.
So by that logic, Vino, then Darrell has to be real with his son too, and then tell his son like, look, you know, it's a fractional chance that you actually make it to the league because how many?
My daughter's
very small, very small chance, very small.
My daughter's better than you, and she ain't going to pro. So you just hang it up. You're not gonna.
Hey, check it out though. Check it out though. There's so much options for dudes though, because you can go overseas.
Women can go overseas too. We see that in basketball.
Oh no, you getting paid as a full-time job as a WNBA player, and now you're going overseas with a whole different economy, and you get isn't women's basketball popping in Spain?
Bro, they make more money overseas. They make more money overseas.
Why don't they leave that shit?
Because they want
to. You can't tell a motherfucker to go be Asian just because they want to make some more money. Come on now, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know, dude.
I do it all the time.
I don't know, bro. LeBron,
I do it all the time. I tell I say he's Asian all the time. I tell him he's around me, he's Asian, bro. That's it. He's by affiliation.
I mean, but still though, like moving to a completely different country, changing your life for a bigger salary, like everybody just ain't willing to do that, bro.
All right,
Stephon Marbury.
All right, well, hold on.
But we're not going to
that. Hold on, this is a good question, then, guys. Everybody here works jobs. Everybody here has their own initiatives, ambition, things that they do. Faradun, you're a professional. You're in the education sphere, right? If you could get double right now or a 75% increase, but you would have to move to Bumblefuck, Wyoming, a town with fucking, 350,000 people.
Well, I'll take Wyoming. Kanye live there. Got to be something good about it.
Standard of living out there is lower too, right? So
yep,
technically, the salary would be even more than 75% increase because I live in Chicago. I mean, knowing what my salary is now, you tell me you could double that. I'm gonna be living life, driving. Like I already drive something nice. I'm gonna be driving something nice,
So for you, it's purely economics and business.
Yeah, that's just how I see it.
Right.
I don't know, but it's tough, man. I love Chicago.
Right.
But
and that's how you gotta imagine a lot of these women feel about their hometowns and America. Right. So why the fuck do they want to go to Yugoslavia to fucking hoop when they could hoop right here? Now, at the same time, Darrell point still stands because you can't force people to give a shit and watch your games. So it's just kind of a tough one. But
and that comes to the point, like there's a lot of, you read a lot of comments, there's a lot of advocates for women's sports and stuff like that. Well, then you guys, since you guys are the biggest and the loudest, right?
Right.
Go buy their jerseys. Go to the games. don't make me do it just because you advocate for it. You gotta want it too. This isn't about racial race or equity in between human beings, things of that nature, gender, right? We're talking about something as these are sports, these are kind of recreational activities, right? These are things that you watch for fun. Some people can even consider them hobbies, right? You can't force me to enjoy what you enjoy, right?
That's fair.
Yeah. Yep.
And then to try to I ain't trying to cut you off. Try to box men in the corner. Why is men making all this money and this woman ain't? Because nobody want to see that shit. I mean, it ain't. I mean, it's the reality of it. If you could accept that, then it wouldn't even be a problem.
Here, we were talking about this earlier, and a comparison that we felt like was a fair comparison to make is OnlyFans, for example. There is millions and millions of dollars being made on OnlyFans annually. Very, very, very small percentages of that are going to men. Not because men aren't just as willing to, put smut on the internet, softcore or hardcore pornography on the internet and charge people for it. I'm pretty sure every guy here, if they thought they could equal their day job off of just doing sexual activity on OnlyFans, I'm pretty sure we would all, at the very least, seriously consider quitting and starting up an OnlyFans page. But we can't, because nobody wants to see that shit. Women don't want to see it. Men don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Actually, Isaiah, probably men would subscribe more to your OnlyFans. Men are, right?
That's probably true. I'm not Michael B. Jordan out here. I don't you know what I'm saying? I don't think I could get an OnlyFans off. I would like to.
It's how you push up. There are high earning, popular male ran OnlyFans. But they're long term shit like DSLAF.
Nope.
They big time in the amateur circuit for in Chicago and shit. DSLAF. If you look it up on X videos or any of that, Twitter. If you look it up on Twitter, don't bring it up, Dad. Don't pull it up.
So what? They make funny porn or what?
No, it's called dick sucking lips and facials, and basically that's.
I think it pretty much says itself right there.
I was thinking LAF laugh, and then
You misheard.
I forgot about the term DSLs. It's been so I haven't been in middle school for a long time. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, but they got already popular because they in the Midwest region and shit. So they got stops from Chicago and Indiana and Wisconsin and Michigan and all that.
Oh shit!
So it's just a whole bunch of Midwest stops.
Yeah, and they
pretty much
suck a mean dick.
Well, which brings me to the name of the episode, right? Because Tyriggs, we had not discussed the name of the episode. Could you tell us about the name of the episode, Tyriggs? Because you and Henry kind of named this episode.
Yeah, me and Henry was talking about girls that give head, and there's girls that give good head. There's some throw babies out here, but me and Henry was talking about Necktitians.
So this why it's funny is because it kind of stemmed from this video. Dan, if you could pull up the video of Long Beach Griffey and share that. It's a 1-minute video. I want you guys to see this real quick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be looking for y'all facial reaction. So if we could turn the camera on, I do just want to hear. Yeah, Dan, did you do share sound also?
No, that was my fault. Hey,
hold on, David. Go back. Dan, start it over. Did you do shit? Because I can't hear him.
I did share the sound, but it's coming in at a really low level, I think.
All right, see if we can turn it up.
But I need my dick sucked something serious.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Somebody grown ass daughter to disrespect my genitals in the best way possible. I need a throat goddess, a semen demon, the Super Saiyan glizzy goblin, if you will. I need some shit so sloppy I gotta wipe my ass afterwards. Shit so sloppy make me feel like I sat on a wet spot in the grass. I need my shit sucked so good I get a nosebleed. Suck my shit into a panic attack. If you're white, I need you to suck my shit so good I go against my own people. That all lives matter. You want to pay off a bitch student
This
loan.
nigga is hella uncomfortable to me, bro. I'm gonna just keep it funky with you, bro. Every time one of this nigga videos get pulled up, it's just some awkward. I don't really want to hear that shit.
Hold on. Let Dan go back like 10 seconds so we can hear the last couple of bits.
Die. That's what I need. If I don't die while you hear me in that shit trash, die and come back to life, nigga. I need some head that's so good. I'll stop watching anime.
Ain't no head that good.
See, all right, you can end the screen share. Vino, the last one he said was, "I need some head so good it's gonna make me stop watching anime," and then he laughed that off and said, "Ain't no head that good." Now, because better than I do,
wiping his
I definitely
ass,
see you laughing.
Sitting on the ass on the wet spot, like all type of crazy weird shit, man. God damn, bro.
Shorty ain't never leave a puddle.
Right. So
I'm just saying though, bro. Like,
see, Vino,
I'm
you know
not
what your
trying to hear
problem
about
is?
no man ass being wet, man.
Vino,
What?
you know what your problem is, bro? You gotta allow black men to be weird. You gotta allow. Look, bro, it's okay for white guys to be weird. How come black men can't be weird, bro?
Or like just openly happy about shit.
I'm weird to an extent.
It's a different kind of weird, I think.
Yeah, you a weird hood nigga. That's very different.
To an extent though.
You weird.
I got limits.
Social and like
yeah, I mean true.
Like dark
all right, well,
humor. Yeah, see, hood niggas.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
So long story short, Necktitian and Neck, I don't know, but they came up with Necktitian, which is why the name of this episode is Necktitian, because they were both saying how, well, Henry was saying that, I don't know, 80% of these, 80% of the girls on the social media dating sites these days are Necktitians. And Tyriggs was saying, hell no, those numbers are too fucking high. Me, I'm out of the game, so I wouldn't know nothing about that. I don't know. Dan, you're at that age where, like, I'm assuming not a ton of the girls you know are really had enough heartbreak yet to be desperate enough to just be on a whole bunch of different dating sites. So it's probably a little bit harder for you. Give it about 4 or 5 years. You went to Chicago public schools, so in about 4 or 5 years, 40% of the girls that you went to high school with will be pregnant and or have kids. So at that point, they're gonna every kid, they gradually decrease what they will accept. So
loosen up a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be a numbers game for you at that point. How many shots you shoot, dictates how many shots go in, is what I hear from the single guys these days. I don't know. But Dan, if you could go back to the Instagram page, there's another meme that I did want to address. Vino, we actually shouted you out in the podcast we did last night with some of the homies. I can't remember why you came up, but one of them shared one of your views. I can't remember. You would have to go check it out. There's some cats called the Mecca, the Hit Mecca.
I've seen it. I had seen it popped up. I was just working, so I couldn't really tune in, but I definitely seen it, man. Shout out them guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, they actually got some of their partners, so they're a media production group. They're all rappers and reggaeton artists and singers, but they also got artists down in Miami too. So you should definitely link with them.
Word.
Yeah, Dan, if you could go back to the Instagram page, we had a couple more memes that I know I wanted to get to. Yeah, these are some of the Hit Mecca guys last night while they were showcasing some of their songs. Some of their songs they worked on with One Light. So, One Light is out here doing their fucking thing. One Light Records. They're in partnership with Mogul Minds Networks. That's Picasso and Producer Profit. Exit out of this one real quick. Go back and check out that episode. We just dropped 2 different live streams last night. One Real Talk Chicago episode with the Hit Mecca squad, and then one showcase. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, go to the meme with Kodak, the one right before the basketball meme. Yeah, you know what? Go up and to the right to the one with go down now. Damn, Dan, I can't tell. Okay, boom, we're on the Kodak meme. Oh shit.
Damn.
I guess we're seeing it delayed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Kodak meme right now. If this goes up audio, I just want to read it to the people. We got a lot of traction on this one. People fucking love this meme. It's it's the picture of Kodak on the Breakfast Club wearing the ski mask while he was on parole, so he wasn't supposed to be out of Florida. And we all know the Breakfast Club is in New York. Right. So, but I think what he did was genius, because how can we prove that that's Kodak? We can't.
Plausible deniability. You really can't.
Plausible deniability. So it was genius to some
That
degree.
nigga funny as hell.
Yeah. It says if you get a loan at a bank,
hilarious.
It says if you get a loan at a bank, you'll be paying it back for 30 years. If you rob a bank, you'll be out in 10 years. Follow me for more financial advice. So one to just bring up one reason that this was even funnier to me than all the other people that loved the meme was because we did 2 episodes with a Chicago native who actually robbed a bank in '98, got away with the money for 2 years, and then he literally did a 10-year Fed bid. But while he was on that bid, he got a patent for window tints that I think the military uses or some shit like that. And in addition to that, he authored a book. It's called 21, The Epitome of Perseverance. That's actually the name of our first episode with him. Go check that out. It was a really dope episode. I'm pretty sure a few guys on the podcast are familiar with him. At least I know for sure Darrell is. That being said, that meme is just fucking hilarious to me. Now, Faradun,
I like that
as a person.
To be honest,
this meme. This one had me rolling, bro.
Because you can also get
away.
Anything else I need to pull up?
Yeah, you can stop the screen share for now. Darrell, what'd you say?
That's also 10 years if you get caught robbing the bank. Always remember, there's a possibility you can get away with it and you just robbed the bank. And then that's just that.
Well, even in the podcast that we did, and that was actually around the time Dune first did the podcast. I think they might have been the same day, actually. But he actually did get away with the money for 2 years. And, you know, most people who successfully rob a bank, from my understanding, typically have an inside person. And a lot of successful bank robberies don't actually make the news because they don't want it to become a thing. But there is a formula, apparently. All that being said, he actually did get away with the money for 2 years, and they didn't actually have any leads because the inside guy was, you know, misdirecting them, telling them that the culprits were white guys when they were actually black men, doing a few different things. Now, what happened was the inside guy, he was unhappy with his cut, from my understanding. He was unhappy with his cut. It may not have been a fair deal. They hit the bank for over 200 grand. I think he got something like $3,500 is the way it was explained to me. Now, all that being said, he ended up robbing the bank for, you know, like robbing a register or something like that for a certain amount of cash while he was working there. And then in order for him to get his time reduced, from my understanding, he was under the impression they had more evidence than they actually had, and he gave up a little bit of intel and still ended up doing a bid. So I don't know. Now I asked Dune, since he's on the podcast, and this guy, you know, he's a numbers guy. What risk versus reward, sir? 30 years if you take out a loan, 10 years if you rob the bank. And like Darrell said, there's always that possibility that you don't get caught.
Man, I don't take those risks. You ain't gonna catch me.
Wait, you got to add interest. So if you take out a $30,000 loan, right, you're going to pay back like probably 60, 70 grand, maybe more. You know what I'm saying?
Possible.
Now, if you rob the bank and get away with it, that's $30,000 free cash. You know what I'm saying?
Key word though.
I'm not
encouraging you get away.
I'm not encouraging anybody to go and do anything, you know, criminal.
We don't condone criminal activity on
No, we do not.
Yeah,
no,
if you get away with it, then that's just $30,000. I mean, you know, everybody.
In this hypothetical Grand Theft Auto situation.
And if you get caught, this is the thing too. And if you get caught, they ain't gonna make you pay back $70,000. They ain't even gonna make you pay back $30,000. You're just gonna go to jail. You do a little time.
Right.
You don't hurt nobody. You might get 5 years. You might not get the whole thing. You might be back down.
Lawyer might just cut you a deal.
So then here comes the question, Tyrix. How much money is worth 5 to 10 years of your life?
5 to 10 years.
5 to 10. How much money is worth it? Faradun, you got a number?
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be over 2 million.
Only 2 million for your life?
I said it's got to be for. Wait, you said 5 years, right?
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
Years?
Like a settlement. I don't know. I would
just think about it. How much do you think you make every year right now at your job? Just multiply that by 10. You want to make minimum. You want double that.
Isaiah, you get to keep this money. This money, like it's like you cleaned it, like it's taken care of. Like boom.
Once it's gone, it's good. Like once you've taken it out of the bank, they can't prove what you did with that shit. You could have bought all black market shit. They can't prove what you did with it. So if you give it back to them,
right. You see, you make it's kind of a different scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is money that you got it. Boom, you stashed it. Yeah, you know it's it's something tucked away. You know, it's boom, and your family's taken care of. You know, you're gonna be taken care of in jail in a sort of sense.
Assuming that Faradun, who's an economics guy, took all that into account when he's like minimum 2 million. And I that because realistically, which one of us is about to make $2 million in the next 10 years unless some extravagant changes happen in our life? So I view it as, I get your logic. He says minimum 2 mil. Now, if it's 5 mil, he might go ahead and rob that bank tomorrow. So shout out to the homie Terrell that just hopped in. Terrell, FNO Films. They join the podcast every so frequently, also quarterly. Now, Dune is a rare appearance. Terrell, a little frequently, but Terrell, you missed our first conversation. We're gonna go back to that for you in a little bit, but this current conversation was, Dan, could you show Terrell the meme so he sees what we're looking at here? And the question Terrell, is how much money is worth 5 to 10 years of your life?
None.
He said none. Quick and simple.
That's a good one.
I can't do jail, bro. Like I go crazy. Like I can't do it. No amount of money is gonna that's mental torture to me, bro. I can't do that mental torture.
Yeah.
It is literally the definition of slavery.
It is.
Terrell, if you look at the meme.
Hey, yo, I gotta ride out. Everybody, y'all have a great night. Be safe.
David, take it easy, sir. We are now down our only Asian. If you know any more. Oh no, shit. Dune's technically Asian, which is weird because for some reason Americans do not consider like non-Chinese, Japanese, and Pacific Islander Asians Asian. Like nobody Pakistani, Sri Lankan people Asian.
I see where y'all going with this meme. Actually, that's pretty funny. I got student loan.
But I'll holler at y'all.
Terrell, go Cubs.
All right, have a good
Take
one.
it easy, David. We have a replacement Asian this week.
All right, be safe, y'all.
Do you consider yourself Asian, Faradun?
Hey, wait a second. Wait, Isaiah, I think you wording the question wrong too, man. Because you're giving the wrong perception. You know, if anybody's ever gambled, you know what I mean? What this question is specifically asking is the risk factor.
Bro, question after the Asian guy leaves. You're supposed to ask while he's here because Asian people love to gamble. That's just a stereotype.
When you say Asian people, I was like gambling.
So, look, that stereotype's sure not true, but and a lot of them niggas, especially the Vietnamese ones, like to gamble. I don't know what that's about. Much with the browner, the more highly melanated Asian people. I don't know. Faradun, how much do you gamble?
None. I'm not a gambler, dude. I don't gamble my money.
Right. So see, this question is for the gamblers out there. How much money do you think? Okay, it's jail time. You can possibly do this amount of jail time, but if you get away with it, the reward is this amount of money.
That's different. But I don't know though, bro. Like I like that risk factor, bro. Because if I get caught, like I can't do jail, bro. I just can't do.
Wait, hold on, because that's
the kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like because like what he was talking about is somebody the motherfucker got away with the bank robbery, but his man snitched on him, and he snitched on him because of basically the shit that you talking about right now. He said, "Tons of I can't do the time, I can't do the time," and then gave everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Like the thought is, what is worth it to you that you'll be able to hold your fucking ground and eat that shit? You know what I'm saying? That you can get away with the shit.
I'm saying I wouldn't even be in this shit to even be a snitch.
No, I can hear you. I hear you. But like to get to that point though, what can put you there? For most people, some people it's 10 grand, some people it's 5.
No, I'll put myself in that mindset. If I was in that position, I'll do that just for the fun of it. It has to be a lot of money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
said no less than $2 million.
I could do $1 million.
Listen, I make $40,000 salary, right? In 10 years, that's 400 grand. Double that is 800 grand. Hey, listen, man. If my kid's hungry enough, you know what I'm saying, I might jump out there for 100 grand. Can I get away with this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, the motherfuckers with the, I don't know. Yeah, I'm from the motherfucking hood. We take chances all the time. I'm black. I took a chance waking up today. You know, police damn near killed me today. God damn it! Like, man, I'm going for it. Fuck it. Call me dangerous. Call me crazy. Call me a piece of shit. If I think in the back of my fucking head, I can get away with this shit. That thought, bare minimum, that thought is gonna cross my mind.
All right. So you know, Terrell brought up a good point, man. I didn't even think about this stuff. So, like, you're saying, we said minimum 2 million, right? Because you can do a lot with that. If you're smart, you can invest and all that stuff. Buy property, things like that. Maybe buy trucks, whatever. But on the flip side, you know, I didn't think about, man, that's jail for 5 years.
Low key. Faradun just dropped the hardcore gem and then walked away from it real quick. Because if you buy a couple of trucks, if you spend $1 million on trucks and start fucking putting them out on the road, you will make a lot of fucking money. And he gem and tried to walk away, and I would not allow him to do that. But go to what you were saying, dude.
So, you know, the other thing you got to think about, man, your freedom, man, is that 5 years of your freedom. And then you don't know what else could happen in jail, man. Like, are you gonna get jumped? They gonna take your food? Like, listen, man, I'm 5'9", 165. Motherfuckers probably looking at me like fresh meat, you know. And I can only fight so much. And even let's just hypothetically say I'm a better fighter than most. I can't fight 12 guys that jump me.
No, there's a.
When you went in there for bank robbery, somebody's gonna be like, "This guy's all right with me." You're gonna make friends.
That's a chance I gotta take.
Now, if you go in there and you a kid toucher, you might not come out with your teeth. Or your anal virginity.
Hey,
Darrell,
you're not coming out at all. You're not coming out at all.
But dude, here's where, like me, we might be pacifists. You know, like I choose other routes. You'd probably be pretty good at a political game, where all you have to do is like, hey, motherfucker, you know, you're a big motherfucker and people seem to respect you. I'll give you fucking $30 a week in commissary. Just make sure if anybody says anything crazy to me, you knock them out. I'm pretty sure you can make those types of deals.
Yeah, sweet. I can tell them I got a couple money lined up outside, so I'll take care of them.
Oh wait, and then you know what else too? That meme kind of simplifies crime as like a bank robbery. Because a bank robbery, you don't want to shoot nobody. You know you thinking about all the movies and shit. But it's a lot of motherfucking hustles out here. If a motherfucker said, man, listen, man, I need
man, what's up, man? I see I gotta just jump in. How y'all doing? Thankful Thursday. What's the business, man?
What's happening, G, man?
Shout out to Black Gaming League. We introduce you to Faradun. That's a contact for you to have. That man is in the education world, and I know you just signed that contract with CPS. He's not CPS, but what it is that you do, who knows? He may be your in into the suburban schools. He runs Black Gaming Leagues. We're gonna get into that for sure, Dune, before, but direct. Dan, go ahead and pull up the memes so that we can catch Greg up on where we are and what conversation it is we're having.
Hey, I was tuned in though. like I'm prepared, and as somebody who did a lot of time, first of all, thanks for having me. But I'm so passionate about this conversation. I think we delayed somehow. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's a lot?
Well, I was saying that I did a lot of time, right? And so from this perspective, I'm telling you there ain't no amount of money, hypothetically speaking, that make me give my freedom up again. But if you put the proper price tag on it, where I could theoretically go do, you know what I'm saying, a year, you know, say a couple years and then come home and I'm a super millionaire, I'm telling you, I'll take that chance too. It's a lot less work than trying to develop and create and get these millions where I can go sit down for a couple of years. I know I'm gonna be straight because who I am, and then I'll just come home and change the temperature for everybody.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? It's a whole different concept.
That's a certain mind. Like not everybody can have that mentality though. You know what I'm saying? Not to be like on a sheep mentality, but I'm saying jail is real, bro. My brother was in jail. Rest in peace to him.
I did a lot of time in jail. Jail is real. Menard, Stateville, Pontiac, them places is real, bro. Them places is real in the field. Fuck Alcatraz. You ever been to Stateville? You ever been to Menard, Pontiac? Like, it shit gets real deal.
I ain't been to county, bro. I've been cuffed one time in my life.
Blessings to you, my brother.
You are blessed as a black man to be able to say some shit like that. I might have to come.
I 3 days in jail one time. Worst experience of my life. Showed me that I want no parts of jail. Changed my life completely. Stopped fucking around with heads. Stopped, like, I changed the way that I move in the streets. I started wearing pea coats and shit instead of big ass puffy jackets because police profile people, and I disarming black guy even if I'm doing some illegal shit because hey, that is what it is. Jail ain't for me. But that being said, I would fucking-lutely do that bid if I for sure that I'm in jail. You know, you can never know for sure, but if I knew to the best know that I could, you know, pay a couple motherfuckers to make sure I'm good, like I didn't give up that money. Fair dues $2 million. I'd probably need 5. Like,
you cut it in and out bad.
Yeah, your in and out was real bad. I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Turn off this mic.
Yeah, it's the mic.
So can you guys now?
Yeah.
A lot.
All right. So what I was saying was, you know, I spent a weekend in jail Friday to Monday. It was a terrible experience, worst experience of my life. They were on 23-hour lockdown every day when I was there. Fucking, it was some wild shit. The dude who was in the cell with me, he threw a Molotov cocktail through somebody's window, their living room window. Nice guy, which was the craziest shit. But either way, it was a.
Are you describing a movie right now?
He had a bad day.
Jail is a movie, my dude. Jail is a whole movie.
Y'all gonna have to talk to me, bro, because I'm gonna have to write some of this.
I was also 18 when this happened, freshly 18. I actually had to talk to my grandma while I was in jail, and she broke me. I cried. You don't want to cry around a bunch of fucking scavengers and fucking degenerates and motherfuckers that can't wait to fucking pull an opportunity on you. You don't want to do that.
Hold on. Now all them niggas in jail is really monsters like that. Calm down. There's monsters in there, but there's actual people.
No. There's a lot of.
It's a lot of monsters though, bro. Don't underestimate the monster potential. Like motherfuckers is crazy.
Real quick. We'll come back to that. Faradun gotta hop off. Greg, real quick, could you tell Faradun about your partnership with CPS? Super quick elevator pitch because he gotta hop off, and he's an educator.
Absolutely, and you know, today was even more news. We finally got the insurance, which was the hardest to get. But in short, we will be vendors with CPS. So Collins and Providence St. Mail is the first 2 schools to say yes. But once I get the certification of vendorship, I will be able to pull up and basically bring gaming as an after-school program to all schools in the Chicagoland area, teaching them how to become professional gamers, how to get revenue as far as employment, you know, because you can get a scholarship in gaming, and most of our community don't even know that most of these colleges offer gaming scholarships. So in short, that's what we will be doing, is bringing gaming to the inner city communities as far as education is concerned. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. What's up, brother? Pleasure to meet you, though. Happy Thursday.
And we looking
Great
forward
meeting,
to
man. Yeah,
expanding.
man. We got something. I don't know if ours is that intense, right? But we do have our video game club that we do after school, where the kids. There is no video game education. It's just literally a video game club. I was part of it for 1 year, my first year that I was there. I haven't been part of it since, so I don't know if they've gotten better with it. But if not, that's something definitely that you can even contact our administration for sure. I'm trying to see our activities director. We have an activities director where you could even contact them and see if that's something they'd be interested in.
Where you at with it? I mean, absolutely, that's the plan for sure.
Hey, Greg, I'll give you specifics on where he is. I'm sure he probably don't want to say that, on the live stream, but his school is a school that you would want to get into. So I definitely want you guys to meet and have the contact information there.
Please do that. Invite him out if he can make it when we come in. We'll bring a drink or something, and we can toast it. We'll make it a family affair. So every school, basically, we trying to get to. If it's a minority based school, whether it be black or brown, we dealing with the same disparity. So we trying to link everybody together. So
that's awesome, man. That's real good, man. So especially because I know the activities director too. At our school, so I think she would deal with that stuff. So if you Isaiah can obviously share my info.
I can link you guys on social media. I'll put you guys in a group chat. So one of you guys remind me tomorrow.
That'd be cool. So you can just share that info. I can pass it down. I can kind of let you know where the direction our school wants to take it and things of that nature, right? So it's better to try and get rejected than not try at all. So I'm all for that, man.
Please do. I can tell you right off the top, no matter what they got going on at the school, only thing we can do is enhance it because we're dealing with the disparity in money. You understand what I'm saying? So even if they're doing a gaming club and they just playing, we're trying to teach them about the equity and that's involved, the careers.
And we're big on that.
Involved, you know what I'm saying?
We're real big on that. So that is awesome. So yeah, man. And then hopefully if you talk, see what happens. If our school is up for it, awesome. Then we can start, pushing you into a couple other schools because I know a couple people in some pretty big schools.
That's what this happens, right? Mobile minds, networking. This is what it is, man. I appreciate it.
So man, just Isaiah will give you my info and stuff, and he'll get us going. But Isaiah's smart. He knows I don't like me talking about where I work, where I'm at, none of that stuff.
I understand. I understand completely, brother. No worries there. I want to hook up offline anywhere. That's where it get done at. So
absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you virtually. Can't wait to meet you.
Yeah. Good meeting everybody, man. You guys take care.
Appreciate you, Doom.
Doom, it's always nice to see you, old friend.
Likewise, Terrell. Love you, brother.
Absolutely.
Peace.
So while we're on the topic, we're gonna come back to Black Gaming League, but I definitely want you guys to meet Greg. Don't forget to shoot me a message tomorrow, and I'll make sure to link you guys. We were talking about Dan, if you could go to the Instagram page, there's one more meme that I wanted to share that I just thought was funny. It got no traction on social media at all, but I thought it was just a funny fucking meme, and I definitely want to show that. Oh shit. Right there, lower right hand corner. This one. 50 most popular women on the web per Google search results.
I actually just saw that today. That's pretty funny.
So it's Lady Gaga, Kesha, Madonna, Beyonce, Rihanna, Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, and Miley Cyrus. I actually
say that sounds like some old humor from like 10 years ago, and then I realized it was because I seen the date. It was 2010.
Oh,
so, like,
you know what's
those
funny?
jokes in like 3rd, 4th grade.
I never saw that.
Like I be seeing the date, but it like goes over my head. But it's like how do these things get buried and then just decide to surface? Like, yo, I'm finna come out 10 years later. Like
that's how you know Google's algorithms are bullshit.
Don't call it back.
So Terrell, before you hopped on the podcast, you could get rid of this one, Dan. Terrell, before you hopped on the podcast, I think we brought you up for a couple of reasons within the last 2 podcasts. I don't remember. I can't really remember why. I think at one point we were talking about power, and that's why. Terrell is working on production on the Power Book 4, which is the Tommy spinoff. How's that going, Terrell?
It's good. I got one more day, but I got one more day on next week, the 5th.
Super dope, bro. Congratulations. That's big. Hello.
Yeah, I know. But I got one more day. Then I'm taking a month off because I got offered to do camera on Chicago PD full time for a month. So.
Oh shit! Hey, if you guys need, side note, while we're on the podcast,
I'm a camera PA to be specific. But
I do want to make sure that you're aware of Ty Riggs, and Ty Riggs is looking to build his portfolio. So he said, anytime you need actors, I was talking to him about you yesterday. He said, anytime you need actors, definitely hit him up.
I'm actually familiar with Ty Riggs from what's his name, Joe Chazare. I think that's how I got with you. Do you know Joe Chazare, right?
Yeah, I know Joe.
I think that's how I first like discovered you was through him.
Hold on, wait, money. Put me on too. I'll be an actor. I could be an extra, a gangbanger, a nigga at the club, assassin, all that shit. Whatever they need power, I can play any role except the homo.
Yo, if you don't care about being typecasted, bro, I got some roles.
Hey, Darrell wants to be thug number 3.
All day.
I'm not even lying, bro.
Like Terry Crews was swole as hell in Training Day, and nobody just ever mentions that.
Nobody talks about it. That's my favorite book. Nobody talks about it.
You know,
hey, I got a question. I paid $30 a month to 1-9, right? On that same demonstration, just trying to get into the business as, extra something. Am I wasting my money, or should I continue to go to those webinars and
man, you gotta know Terrell. That's how you get on there.
No, definitely not. I'm not that big of a plug. I just kind of got in. It's like I got this job because of LinkedIn. I got plugged in the industry because of LinkedIn, bro. To be completely honest, I met the beat camera op on LinkedIn, and like over 6 months, I kept just like messaging like, yo, if you ever need somebody, then I got a call one day like, yo, we need a PA for Chicago PD, and then it kind of just catapulted me through that little PA life in the industry.
So Terrell, any of your short films, Ty Riggs doesn't want to be typecasted only into comedy. He is a stand-up comedian, but he was like, he wanted to do all that shit. He wanted to do your horror shit. He wanted to be Black Guy That Dies 5 minutes into your horror film.
That's my shit. I love thrillers and horrors. Like that,
so. Okay.
Hey, listen, the more contracts, the better.
I'm not a comedian, so I can't write comedies. I like comedy and some shit, but I'm not gonna write a comedy because I'm not funny. I don't think I'm funny. I think I can think of situations. But
Terrell, we share that sentiment. I also don't think you're funny.
That's not an insult, so thank you.
I could be funny. I could be aggressive. I could pretend like I'm timid. I don't know how that looks on camera. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It might be super unique. It might be something for seen.
Yeah. See, Darrell, you can't play romantic lead though. Boom, there's the issue.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, I can think of some things.
Oh no, it's not. I don't give a shit. It's because Hollywood is racist. You're not light skinned enough.
I don't even really think that, like, man, make me The Rock. Leave me in some wild jungle and I gotta protect some fucking white guy. I don't give a fuck. But the more contracts, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being typecast because I'm not a fucking actor. At the end of this shit, I'm gonna get a check for talking. That's like rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's do it. Oh, baby.
$1 million to play Will Smith love interest. You in?
You ain't gonna get a check from me, bro. Like
Will Smith love interest.
Hey, wait, hold on, Darrell. Terrell is making it known that he's only offering roles if you just want acting credits.
Yeah.
If you want more than acting credits, then Terrell is not the guy for you right now.
Not right now. Not right now.
It don't matter. Hey, look, I'm up for building a portfolio. Depending on the role and the scene and the people, that might be good for me. You know what I'm saying? I got to hear it. It got to make sense to me. And I'm willing, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about it.
Hey man, I like creating, bro. I like building. Like my whole I'll tell you my goal right now. My goal is to make enough build it to a fucking independent studio in the city where you can come to for productions. So
until you build that one,
I'm like
build that one, just do it at Mogul Mind Studios until you build that one.
No, I gotta build it from ground up, baby. It gotta be independent. It can't be brand new. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, man, y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. I'm the brother in the background. It's gonna help it all get off the ground, man. I'm loving what's happening. Everybody got their own entity. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, brother.
Guys, I need like 2 minutes, guys. I gotta say hi to my baby. He just got home. I need like 2 minutes, so if you guys can keep the convo going. Ty Riggs, you are co-hosting here, and I definitely wanted you to talk to Greg a little bit more about Discord and how Black Gaming League could, just grow with what it is you do as a streaming gamer.
Oh yeah, I stream on. Well, I stopped streaming on Twitch, and I tried doing. I am doing Facebook, but I haven't streamed in a while. I've been like doing shows, so I've been out more, but. Yeah, I'm a pretty heavy streamer. What Isaiah wants to do is build a community on the Discord and build up through there. And I'm teaching him how Discord works before he even gets one started to see if this is what he really wants to be a part in, which will be a little bit easier to stream on YouTube than on a Zoom meeting because you don't got that time restraint and all that extra stuff.
Right.
As it pertains to that, bro, we got a Discord channel, right? Black Gaming League, we do all our tournaments in conjunction with Discord, right?
Okay.
Because you just said it's an easier way of communicating with everybody that's in the chat. As it goes to what you're doing as far as streaming or whatever, we got professional overlays, we got professional transitions, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody who want to mess with Black Gaming League, right, and create the culture with us, we handing out the stream keys in this totality. Like, bro, go get to it. Get on this stream schedule. Decide what time you want to game and what time you want to stream and what game, and we support that. You know what I'm saying? We support that with everything that we already got. Like I said, we pay good money for our professional overlays and transitions. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to Black Gaming League on Twitch or Facebook Gaming, you'll see how our tournaments look. Like, I believe we're just as professional and high level as anybody else is doing it. We just need the people to get behind this. So if you streaming and you gaming and you looking for some place, we just started in September and we growing fast, but you're most welcome to join the conversation of getting on the stream schedule and being part of the content creating we got going on in Black Gaming.
Hell yeah. Let me add.
And we got music. We got music behind it. I mean, we got a whole wave of people who donate their music, so we don't have copyright constrictions or whatnot. So we got all the hot artists in the area, saying nice. Flame shit they give us, and we can create whole spectacles around gaming and streaming with the culture. You know what I'm saying? The music, the whole culture included in gaming. So
okay. Do you have a link to your Discord?
Yeah. Let me get it, and then I should be able to drop it in the chat. I wish I was on my laptop. This PC I got this new, but give me a second, and I should be able to drop it into the chat. But let me figure this out real quick, okay?
All right.
Y'all go ahead and then give me a second.
All right.
Get it in the chat. It's Black Gaming League, but I want to get you the actual link so you'll have it.
Hey, y'all be doing VR gaming and shit, bro? Because like I'm thinking about buying an Oculus. I haven't played a game. I haven't owned the system probably since fucking 2013.
That's because you've been buying all that expensive ass camera equipment.
Hey, do you do music videos?
I started doing music videos before I transitioned into filmmaking.
All right, so I got a song. I guess we're gonna play it. Can we play it, Dan?
I believe so.
Yeah, we're gonna play it tonight.
Play that shit, Dan.
I need somebody to like help me with a concept for a video.
Oh, I love writing. So as long as you let me know whatever, just like a semi vision you have, it doesn't have to be fleshed out. You can just show me like reference videos, whatever. If you got something, and then just like, yo, I need something for you to come up with something. That's when I'd like really thrive with working with music videos. When people have just an idea of, it doesn't have to be fleshed out. I can flesh it out for you. But if you have an idea of just something to what you're thinking about, and you're like, yo, can you come up with something? That's when I really thrive in coming up with creativity.
Okay, cool.
For music videos. Because like I used to go crazy with VFX and shit like that, but I don't do that no more. I like to make my shit cinematic. I like to make it flowy and look like really bloomy, not really hard light and shit like that. Not to get too technical with the whole specifics of music videos.
No, it's all good. I understand that completely. You a friend of Joe, so I know how y'all get with y'all visuals.
Oh yeah.
Cats and kittens, things and things. Everybody from the left to right, to up to down, north, south, east, west. I just want to let y'all know it's your boy, YMF. Dropping a freestyle for you. Cause she got some cognac and kush. She ain't shaved, so she got a bush. That cooch stinks, so please get a douche. Baby, don't push. Cognac and kush. She ain't shaved, so she got a bush. That cooch stinks, so please get a douche. Baby, yeah. I just wanna know your name. Baby, don't play no game. I'm a wildcat, I ain't tame. I don't play these games. Baby, what's your name? Oh, you got a nigga, that nigga is lame. Come and be my dame. When the beat drops, we get crazy. We get crazy. Cognac and kush. She ain't shaved, so she got a kush. That cooch stinks, so please get a douche. I need that cognac and kush. Baby, cognac and kush. She ain't shaved, so she got a bush. That cooch stinks, so please get a douche. Baby, baby, baby. Cognac and kush. Cognac and kush. They need a douche. She got a bush. Cognac and kush.
Hey, Tyrex, who produced that? You can end that screen share, Dan.
Profit, you know, Picasso, One Light Records, they helped put that together.
Of course, it's all love around here. We're just trying to make good music, good art.
Terrell, you got a vision? Terrell, you got a vision for that? Cognac and kush?
I can see it. I can see it. I'm looking at my blank plays right now. I don't know, man. I'm seeing some storyline to this.
All right, so there was another topic that I wanted to touch on tonight. I didn't hear a ton about the story. It was a pretty new story today. Dan, if you could go back to the social media, the Instagram post, and I think it's the second to last post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the second to last post. Go ahead and play that, Dan.
What? Police killed 13-year-old boy in Village Monday?
Yeah, that's a video. That's a video.
Oh, true. Okay, I see now.
Darrell, I definitely want to get your input on this as a community activist.
The Tyreek, send me what you're thinking.
I don't hear any audio.
I want to watch the video for sure, but you know, I'm on several different police accountability teams. I was on the team that helped put COPA together, which is the civilian oversight for police accountability, and now I'm trying to push the GAPA ordinance, which is the Grassroots Alliance for Police Accountability, which will ultimately allow civilians to have oversight in more detail, as well as possibly policy-making power.
How does Mogul Minds get involved in COPA, the community oversight of police activity?
Well, right now, there are a stream of investigations and reports that's coming out about what are the findings of COPA, since there's kind of like a new program they just put together. You know, we had the other things before. We had not just like Eternal Affairs or what they used to call the old Chicago version. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but now we got COPA.
OPP, OPS, or O something.
Yes, yeah, all of them. So they got rid of all of that because that shit wasn't working. Now we got COPA, and COPA is really doing more investigations on how things was ran and how things was, and basically through a stream of investigations and reports without policy, they already was able to see that there was an injustice, and that's how the stop and frisk got stopped in the inner cities because
Darrell, I don't think you were on the podcast when we had this conversation, but
my bad, y'all. I'm back, y'all. My bad. I had an emergency.
Shout out, Vino. Darrell, I don't think you were on the podcast when we had this conversation, and what I was saying was, my family deep roots in the north side of Chicago, and my cousins used to walk down the street, and there were three brothers that all were the same high school age at the same time, and they could not walk down the street in groups of more than two, otherwise they got stopped and arrested for mob action.
Oh, north side.
That didn't even fucking register with me when I was walking around with Terrell and Henry, and we were 16, 17 years old. The police would pull up on us and put everybody on the hands on the car, motherfucker. Like, and I didn't know that stop and frisk was a fucking crime, which is why I think that if nothing else, this Colin Kaepernick Know Your Rights campaign is a good thing for the simple matter of the fact that it seems for whatever reason, just like in Black Gaming League and the way that Greg approaches Black Gaming League, it seems like whoever is involved in the inner city, we have a severe lack of knowledge as to what our inalienable and unalienable rights are as humans.
There can never be an issue when it comes down to knowledge, especially self. Knowing your rights should not be privileged. It should almost be mandatory. And that's the problem with our youth and our society, because what we should be standing on in terms of principles of knowledge, in terms of literacy, down to the definition, we're taught repetition in school, but there's aspects of budgeting and just living certain sacrifice you make in terms of business that we're not taught in terms of mandatory. We're taught that you got to go to some college and some other shit like this to get that way of thinking. And by the time our kids reach that age, they're either in jail or, with a felony or dead already. So we what we do is, as a whole, and my organization is, as far as violence prevention, we try to come up with options and resources to the youth so that they don't have to go back to the gang, go in the streets to find father figures or mother figures. They always have a negative influence. Where the problem comes into play is with the police. Like you said, they're shooting kids and this and that. It's so many laws that they got going on in petitions because the community is unaware. See, if you go in a problem community, nobody really like the police, but they think the police are the answer. So they're getting funding and budgeting, and they're writing little codes to take away your rights, to take away what you think of as protection of yourself or even from the bad people in your community, because they make you the problem. You get robbed, they asking you questions like you set yourself up, because they so outdated in what they're using, like as far as the gang database. That kid was probably labeled a gang, if he was Black especially or Latino, he was 9 times out of 10, literally those kind of numbers, or 7 out of 10, some shit like that, likely to be in a gang book of somebody's cousin or some area that's gang high infested with gang activity and been pulled over before and got a contact card, and he's just a number to them. So I'm on a board right now that's trying to erase the gang database because that type of information is outdated, and it leads to stuff like this where not only we got a youth that's killed in the community, it's probably going to be an injustice because as far as that police officer going to jail, we don't know how that's going to look, right? But he has the right to stand trial and fight his case. Let's say he beats it. 9 times 10, even if he beats it, the state's going to pay the family out because they're not going to be able to beat the fact in a civil suit that this guy killed a 13-year-old. So now the state and the city is paying all this money no matter what. So if we can get rid of stuff like the gang database and
just
I know it sounds like I'm rambling,
Hey, Darrell, real quick, just for the listeners, when you say the state and the city is paying out the victims' families, you're talking about our tax dollars.
Yes, like the victim compensation for sure. Tell them, Darrell, get them.
They got a war chest sitting to the side for all our money, just in case one of them kills one of us. And they're going to pay that money to the family because even though they hate to give you $1, when you sitting there mad that your nephew and your sister and your brother and your father is gone, murdered unjustly, like that woman that got killed when the cop shot in the crowd when he wasn't on duty and all of that, and he ain't to get the jail. Like, they pay these people millions of dollars. They don't even want to give them nothing. They'll say, we'll give you $2 million. We'll give you $1 million. That's not their money. That's our money. And if we're going to take control over where our money's going, then we need to stop thinking that crime in terms of gangs or they talk about how many people got shot over the weekend in a overly crowded city. You see what I'm saying? And then we need to stop thinking that the police is the answer or funding the police. We need to fund resources. We need to fund, something that's going to accomplish the goal, let the people know that there is resources, or make the resources that's out there available to them so that they're not the victim of the gun by the police or anybody else.
Church, brother.
So while we're on this conversation, do you think that stricter gun laws is the answer to the problem?
Hold on, wait a second. Wait. Before anybody, I want to hear everybody's opinion. I know I just went crazy, so bear with me. Guns, a person asked the question, is guns bad? Right? Now, everybody have their opinion about that, but the reality of it is, yes, they are bad. Why are they bad? Now, hold on. When you talk about rights, I believe everybody had a right to have a gun, but and you think, why would a person have a right to have something bad? Because the people that created the fucking gun had ill intentions. They didn't say everybody should be able to protect themselves and all the shit about the Constitution. When the people that created guns, they wanted to take people's fucking land. They wanted to rob and rape and pillage and go to war. And that's what the fuck these shit was created for. And when you think about the problems of guns today, it's because people like, man, I can rape now. I can kill now. I can have power. It was power. The gun was created for power.
Weapons in general were created for power, not just guns.
Well, we're talking about guns, though. If we're going to talk about guns, specifically, because that's what this person was talking about, then that in particular creation was created out of ill intention. Nobody, when the guns was created, they weren't thinking, let's just all be safe. Let's all protect ourselves. They were going to war.
No, guns was an evolution of weaponry. It's the same fucking idea behind every weapon created. It was created to fucking hurt. It doesn't matter if guns are just way more powerful.
Y'all saying the same thing.
Sure. We are saying the same thing, but it's like you can't just say guns are the all be it of all evil. Hell no.
I didn't know. Wait a second. I didn't say that. I said it was evil because it was created out of ill intention. It's in that regard, it's bad. I also believe people have the right to have a gun because people make right and wrong decisions. If somebody's gonna do bad, you do deserve the right to protect yourself because a motherfucker gonna come with a gun. They're not gonna come with a fucking ninja knife or a bow and arrow. You see what I'm saying? So I believe you have the right to protect yourself, and that's very different from saying what you're using to protect yourself, what it was created for. That's a different conversation.
It is. No, and like I said, we're saying the same exact thing. Because like I'm saying, my thing is like, if guns gotta be, if that was made for that, literally.
And that's not necessarily true because you can take what they used in the conversation earlier as a door stopper and kill somebody with a door stopper, but the fucking door stopper was created to stop doors. It wasn't created with ill intention. I want people to be getting killed with this fucking device. I wanted to stop doors.
To play a devil's advocate, then the human is the weapon, not anything on the world. The human is the weapon because we can think of anything to kill you with, like this.
Well, no. In that regard, that depends on how you feel about it. Because I think we the gods. It depends on how you think about that. You create your own destiny. So it's like I'm talking about specifically guns. And when it comes down to guns, they were made in ill intention. That's what I was trying to get to the base of that. But I don't believe that because of that people should not have them because they're out there. You see what I'm saying? So you talk about changing the law. Changing the law doesn't change if a person is evil or not. Or even worse than a doorstop, a knife, right? Which can kill you probably faster than a doorstop. It's more precise, but it's made to cut fucking objects. It's made to cut food so you can eat and prep. Like the person that makes the knife, depending on how you make that knife, if it's a war knife or it's a kitchen knife, is the fucking intention on the knife. A war knife is more bad than a fucking kitchen knife. That's why it's sharper. That's why it's more deadly. That's why it's illegal to walk down the street with. You see what I'm saying? Because it's ill intention.
I mean, having a knife, like I have a switchblade, like, you know what I'm
saying? Like, and that's illegal. You see what I'm saying? That's illegal.
A CPD officer told me that as long as the blade fits within the palm of your hand, then it's a fair knife. It's legal.
He made sure. You can tell Darrell been locked up. He's talking about killing niggas with doorstops.
Hey, my position on this conversation is that we must demand these people to be more accountable at a higher level, because we don't own no factories. We own, same as drugs, right? The war on drugs is a war on us, right? Because we don't manufacture, right? We don't got boats, planes, trains.
I think the point that you're making, I can't remember who. It might have been Joe Rogan's podcast, but one of the main points of what it is I think you're getting at, and I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. All these drugs that come in with the war on drugs, all these drugs that come in, niggas don't own no planes or
niggas
boats.
Don't own no manufacturing plants. We don't know how to make the leaf into cocaine. You dig? We know how to make powder to crack, but we don't know how to take that motherfucking leaf.
No. Fuck that. Hold on, Greg.
We don't got no planes, no boats. Yeah, my bad.
We can have coca leaves in all the projects. We still will be buying cocaine from the Mexicans.
Crack to or coke to crack. That's chemistry.
That's chemistry.
Some hood nigga in the projects.
Right.
Eat it in one day. Get
right.
the fuck out of here.
Right. Same with the guns, bro.
From some college laboratory.
Right. That's my point. It's the same manufacturing. The submarines. I mean, Reaganomics. Like y'all, we can't, ignore the history. You dig? They intentionally infiltrated our communities with drugs and guns purposely, right? At the highest level.
They got rid of an entire generation of men.
Intentionally. And so, factories. So when I say guns are bad, we got to challenge them to make sure that shit get in the right hands. You got places like Europe where don't nobody even got guns. The police don't even got guns. Only highly special enforcement police got guns.
Hold on. He's talking about like the UK, and that is. He's talking about the UK, and that is true. They have basically they got to call in SWAT if they need guns.
Don't nobody got no guns, so US can't tell me you're not capable.
What's the crime?
Yeah. But Greg, here's the thing about that though.
Crime is super down. Crime is super down over there right now.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Hey, Dan, I'm gonna call you Jamie right now. Go ahead and fact check that for me real quick.
Terrell.
Hey, in terms of brutal murder, see this is where you got it fucked up.
What's the statistic?
Terrell, hold on for a second.
Jamie,
hold on, Terrell. Here's one thing I want to say about Greg's statement, because
what I look up,
it's true on one hand, but we have to acknowledge factors of it. Yes, in the UK, the police do not have firearms.
Check that. Do they not have firearms in the UK? Please.
Hold on one second.
Oh, that's facts.
In addition to them not having firearms, you know what else they got? A shit ton of home invasions and stabbings. Because they know
niggas is getting the fuck out of them. You get your ass machete to death over there.
Yeah, you don't got no gun in the house, my guy. I'm running in your shit. I'm taking
get your ass stabbed. Them niggas gonna jump you and stab the fuck out of you.
That's my
No, but remember, I'm not saying take away all guns. What I am saying is
murder is down.
There's no reason that a 15-year-old baby should be able to obtain an assault rifle.
Murder is down over there because it's hard to stab a motherfucker to death.
To death, right?
Yeah.
You know, times you gotta.
That's what it is. Are we talking about reduction? We might not stop murder, but do we want less people dead, or do we want more? Like we're gonna risk more people dying because we arguing about the fucking gun law instead of admitting that guns are bad altogether. It's not about if this person got it, if that person got it. We just need to, change our society a little bit.
Humanity and society is too far gone to just say, hey, everybody put guns down. It's not gonna work.
You got countries, whole countries that don't got guns. The UK is just as modern as the US.
Bro, that's not true, bro. Trust me, them countries you think don't got guns do got guns. Everybody got an underground, bro. Every country.
No, you're not. We talking about general numbers. Is murder down over there? Is the gun totality? Is it down over there? Do those numbers reciprocate?
Hold on one second. Darrell, because what you're talking about is a slippery slope. So we have to acknowledge all aspects of the conversation. So that being said, I tend to, and Vino is former military, so he's firearm efficient, to say the least. All that being said, we have to ask this question, Darrell, based on what you're saying. Let's say that civilians can no longer own guns. How does that stop?
I don't think that's the answer, though.
Okay. Now, based on what you were saying, I could see how someone who believed that would move in that direction.
Right. So see, that's goofy because we still dealing with police killing motherfuckers. Police ain't definitely not over there. They'll hang your ass over there. So we still got moral issues over here that we need to deal with where people need to protect themselves. You got 13-year-old boys getting killed out here. It's 2021.
13-year-old boys being killed by police.
I'm an advocate of take the motherfuckers. Like, they could take them. Like, that's just bullshit. Those are excuses.
Those are excuses. So here's my only issue, and it's kind of similar to my issue with the wall, right? That you've seen a lot of rich elite liberals speaking about taking away all the guns because nobody needs a gun. Don't put up border walls because border walls are racist. But these same people
that's exactly what Hitler did to conquer shit. That same shit. That's exactly what Hitler did to take over the fucking world. I'm good. I'm keeping my gun.
I got that thing right. Stop playing.
I believe in the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment holds weight.
These same people saying this shit live in gated communities and have private security. So
the old girl with the guy and the old dude that was head.
Hey man, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, bro. We came up in the era, all y'all my age. Just go back to 91. Go back to 92. Everybody just wasn't walking around strapped up. Niggas was knuckling up.
Yes, they was.
Who was strapped up in 92? Everybody wasn't though. Everybody wasn't though. Everybody wasn't.
I was born.
I got a question, sir. I got a question.
Yeah.
I got family that's from your era of street life Chicago.
Right.
And I asked them, is the gun violence worse now or was it worse in the 90s? Yeah. And they said collectively at separate times, they all believe that the gun violence isn't actually worse now. It's that it's more publicized now. More people
are aware. The numbers, I'm an activist as well. You understand? And I've been studying these numbers for years. So that's why that's
why I wanted to ask you.
We just got back to real 90s numbers this year. Like numbers been down.
Niggas was back in the 90s. Holy shit out of each other in the 90s.
Yeah, but wait. It was specific to the mobs, right? You know, this circle of people. The reason it's more publicized now is because more innocence, because these little niggas just got 100 clips and they hitting all the wrong people. But as far as
that changes.
Greg, I want you to finish that. But before you do, I had a guy on my podcast. We did it. We did an episode. We released it. It was called "A Jew, a Nebraskan, and a Mexican Walk into a Bar," or walk into a podcast studio, whatever. But one of the things that he said, so he got sold an apartment. He's from Nebraska, my homie, white boy. He's from Nebraska. He got sold an apartment, but he went hunting for apartments in Chicago while he lived in Nebraska, and he went apartment hunting in January. So he came here and checked out an apartment in January when it's snow outside and the gangbangers are in fucking hibernation, but where he actually fucking was looking to move and where he ended up moving was on an SGD block in Humboldt Park, where the Kings run shit.
Right.
So he ended up moving into a crib where he said regularly the neighborhood Kings shot the crib up, set dude's car on fire, all types of shit. One of the things that he said, and the point that you were making made me think of this, is he just really, really wished that he could talk to the guys who were doing the shootings and take them to the range with him so they could actually hit their target and stop shooting.
Yeah, but like in the 90s, he's right. In the 90s, if you had 700 murders, right? Those were 700 mob members, maybe 650, right? Nowadays, you just got babies dying. You got old ladies dying, right? So what I mean by guns wasn't just rampant. The people who had the guns, all the shorties didn't have guns. The big homies had the guns. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to ask permission to get the mob weapon to take care of that business. Somebody had to give you permission to take care of that business. It wasn't
had to be a sanctioned activity, right?
Huh?
It had to be a sanctioned activity.
It had to be a sanctioned activity, which means there, even in war, there's
rules
organization, there's rules of engagement, right? And so I'm saying to even right now to the politicians, okay, everybody got their gun in the crib. I ain't saying you can't protect yourself, right? But the overflow and the accessibility of guns in a generation where an 11-year-old can get his hands on an assault rifle, or some mental health ass white boy that's struggling with his identity can just pull up and get a machine gun and kill 1 million people. I'm saying the government can do something about that if they wanted to.
Definitely to the extreme, but
the law is going to be weird. It's going to be like, what? We're going to charge 15-year-olds with 30-year sentences for having a gun. Like the laws always turn out to be dumb as hell. And
they gotta be dumb to make it universal, bro. What I'm saying is they could just stop the shit. Like they could just stop it. They could just stop it. The same way.
All right. Okay. So y'all. So wait a minute. Hold on now. But before we move forward, are we having a debate about so this is what we're saying? Hey, America just needs to do the right thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly.
That's not happening, bro. That's impossible. They're not gonna do the right thing, bro.
Of course they won't, though. Of course they won't. But what I'm saying is that's why our neighborhoods is fucked up. Because you have to understand that, especially in Illinois, right? Illinois don't got no fucking crops, bro. We got corn and niggas. Illinois is built on corrections. You get what I'm saying? We got the most. Google this shit. Illinois got the most prisons in the world. You understand what I'm saying? In the whole entire world, just specifically Illinois, right? And all of these places around, they built these prisons to lock us up. They infiltrate these guns in our communities so that we continue to kill ourselves, not only for extinction purposes, but to keep us locked up as well. So what I'm saying is you're right. We can't push them to change the laws. But the question was, what should be happening? And my belief is if enough of us get like-minded and push the right agendas, that it end up happening anyway. I mean, every single thing niggas reparations, they said that one will never happen. So you just got to keep fighting. And Rome wasn't built overnight. And yeah, it's an uphill battle, but to just say it ain't going to change, let it keep going the same way, bro. 700 niggas die every year in every city, major city across the world. That's fucked up. 500 to 700 niggas every year die in Detroit, in LA, in fucking Houston, like everywhere. If that's not a pandemic, then what the fuck is it? If that's not a reason to call in the National Guard, what the fuck is it? And so just because America don't give a fuck about our lives, don't mean as black leadership, as black men with a voice, we should continue to stand back idle and let that shit happen. And so that's what we do for a living, is fight the fuck out of that shit. Because it's some bullshit, bro. It's just bullshit on the highest level of how they just let us continue to die out here in these streets, talk about black on black crime. 8 fucking Asians, and shout out to the Asian community, but 8 Asians died, right? And they had marches, pandemics, everybody in every organization was reaching out. They had it on CNN, but yet 8 people died all across the world in every neighborhood. It's some bullshit, bro. It's some bullshit.
So then here's my question, guys. how do we as a society, as a community, as people who give a shit about these lives lost, how do we positively affect the community in a manner in which makes a goddamn fucking difference? Because obviously just making stricter gun laws isn't going to make the fucking difference.
Well, if I could go first, it's working. It's working. The process. Our boss,
I think Tyriggs is really rocking back there.
My bad. Jarrell, my coworker, all my coworkers, bro. I'm saying, look at Uptown. I don't know how many of y'all from the poll.
And Greg, while you're saying your coworkers, I just want the listeners to know, because people hop in at all different moments. You and Darrell are both community activists, not community activists who are disconnected from the streets, but community activists who were heavily involved in the streets at one point in time in your lives, and now you have made a decision to show the youth to move in a different direction. 100%. And that's why I respect and honor what it is that you guys do.
100% community violence reduction, you know what I'm saying, victims advocates for people who've been through the same trauma that we've been through, right? We identify it because we was part of it. This right here is an acronym for Re-Educate African-American Children Today. These principles are the gang principles in which both the 6 and the 5 stand for, right? And so my life's passion is to have these type of discussions.
And Greg,
yeah,
we have international listeners. So when you say the 6 and the 5, could you please break down that concept real quick to people who are unfamiliar?
Yeah, easily. All gangs is break down into 2 factions. You either ride with the 6-point star. Well, I mean, yeah, in Chicago, not most of the world, but not the Bloods and the Crips, but even them in Chicago, they fall into this fold, right? So, you either under the 6, which consists of life, loyalty, wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's everything that's considered a disciple, right? Everything that's considered folks and people. Or you're under the 5-point star, which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And you're, king, vice lord, and all of those things that fall under the people umbrella. So this is, you understand, 10 points, because the only thing they agreed on was love. So I made the principles, all of those principles in which we stand for. Gangs was invented to same shit we doing right now, to defund the police, to keep white supremacy out the neighborhood. It was Black unity. Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover. If y'all heard Hoover new song, he just said it. They got the chairman mixed with Jeff Ford. You know what I'm saying? That was a jewel that wish.
Hold on, not just Black unity, but a lot of Hispanics were on that extent. The Kings started to protect their neighborhoods.
100% Black and brown people. That's what gangs
the
stem
Kings
from.
do not be fucking around with that neighborhood protection shit.
That's what it was stemmed from, bro.
That's the Spanish Lords was originally they had elected officials in their fold.
The Kings they're still like that.
So these gangs and the work that we do is designed for this reason, right? That this shit is nonsense, bro. It's perpetrated, and it's like, I can go deep. I mean, this may be a whole nother conversation, but I'm one of those dudes that know history, right? I know that our gang chiefs met with Mayor Daley. I know how they got tricked. I know what they did.
Hey, Greg, yeah. I want to touch on this when we do our conversation. Side note, Greg and Black Gaming League and Real Talk Chicago has an episode. We're going to be live streaming this Saturday, 2:30 Central Time. We're going to be doing this episode this Saturday. And because he brought it up, I do want to talk about it, because he said that the chiefs of the gangs did actually meet with Mayor Daley in the city of politicians at one point.
And politicians, man.
What it would be reminiscent of is, I think it's season 4 or 3 of The Wire, where they had Amsterdam, where it was like, look, you could move your drugs in these areas. We won't fuck with you, but no bodies.
Right, and that's the same shit that. And then what they did, they tricked us into the political realm, and then they gave us cocaine. They talked about the money of how to get rich, right? And then they flipped the script with Reaganomics, built the jails behind our backs while we was getting all that money, and then they dropped the RICO Act on us, and shit ain't been the same since. You know what I'm saying? Those are facts, bro. This shit, if you do your history and if you do history lessons in gang activity and how this shit came about, it's easy to find. They just don't tell the real story.
Greg, I don't know if you were on the podcast when I had this conversation earlier, but we had a guy on the podcast. He's an old school brother. You might be more familiar with him. He goes, Chris 21 Patterson. And one of the things that we talked about on the podcast is the recidivism rate. And the recidivism rate is the rate at which people reoffend and go back to jail after they get out of jail. That rate was actually plummeting at one point because you could get a college degree, you could become a plumber, you could become an electrician, you could become all these different things if the prison system was actually looking to reform people, because people who have an economic chance in society are way less likely to commit crimes.
And what they do, they took programs out.
The same time that they took those programs out of jails, they also took those programs out of the public schooling system.
Facts. I mean, it's designed, bro. It's designed.
Right.
But to your question, how I started was, if y'all from up north, we got a no slide policy that's 2 years. Like, we about to do a barbecue soon with our organizations. That my position is we're gonna celebrate this fucking piece, because if you from the north side, it's something to talk about. That ain't nobody got whacked in 2 years between all the mobs. You know what I'm saying? And so the process works. You just got to get the right influential members to buy in and not be in it for trickery purposes of our babies, but more of a change purposes. And we're proof in the pudding that shit worked. 2 years no slide. Where do they do that at? Damn sure not in Uptown. And so if it could work in Uptown, it could work in Inglewood. It could work in the Lawndale community. It could work anywhere. You just got to first get in the mindset.
2 years no slide though. In Inglewood, you think niggas ain't gonna slide for 2 years?
What the fuck is the difference between Inglewood and Uptown? Like I'm gonna put Uptown.
It's a big difference.
No difference. It's no difference.
Huge difference.
You can't say that and not be from the north side. Like I challenge that at every standpoint. You just can't say that.
Vino, I've lived on the east side and I've lived in Uptown.
I've lived both.
Say, honestly, bro, I think Greg.
You telling me it's no difference between Inglewood and the north side?
I'm saying Uptown got Inglewood. No, not north side. We're talking Inglewood versus Uptown. I'm telling you that Uptown was way more of an intense situation than Inglewood ever been. And that's just always because in Uptown, you had every mob fighting each other. You had Kings, you had Folks, you had Stones, you had Vice Lords of all factions, and everybody was at war.
And it wasn't televised. It wasn't televised like how they
just talk about
happening out south.
But
we had brothers dying up here, and that just was that. They were sweeping up now everything.
I ain't saying the north side soft or nothing like that. All I'm saying like Inglewood. You feel me? Like
being specific with how the media,
what's going on out here.
The media and the government.
What's going on out here?
The media and the government play a part in how people presume shit. So where these specific areas they talk about was the headquarters for all the beefs and all the shit that was going on throughout the north side, because all the other gangs sporadically grew and developed from these corners. And then they went at each other.
So all the other headquarters for all the mobs. Like that's
so all the hoods that's out now and all the bodies that separated throughout the city was basically at one point all on one block.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we are playing a part in 2 years of one of the most heavy attributes like this, as far as the gangs that was beefing with each other, and they was both on the 5. You know what I'm saying? The Vice Lords and the Moles. As far as how many, because they had more bodies than the Folks and the Moles and the Kings and the Folks. They had more bodies between each other because they was that close. So we got 2 years of these brothers not sliding on each other's territory. So they probably had beef with other cliques or other. It's still bodies up here. It's still shit going on. But we got 2 years with basically a truce between two mobs that was killing each other every day for almost 30 years. Body after body. Body after body.
To your point, we have to do it the same way the government does it per capita. Inglewood is a much bigger, larger, vasted area than Uptown. Uptown go for, maybe 4 blocks. 8 blocks every which direction, right? And so when you do per capita versus mileage and how many people in that area, I'm guaranteeing if we look up the stats that Uptown probably fucking up a lot of places. Maybe not Humble, but it's a lot of places. They just publicize places like Inglewood and those places because they don't want the property value to.
Hey, to your point, Greg. I was in New York, New Orleans a few years ago. And I'm in some liquor store. It's like 2 a.m. type shit. And I could tell this dude's mugging the fuck out of me. He can't tell I'm from there, or I'm not from there. He could tell that I'm not from there. And he starts talking to me about where you from or whatever. And apparently the liquor stores in New Orleans sell chicken at 2 a.m. So I was buying fried chicken and Hennessy at 2 a.m. in New Orleans. So immediately I'm like, hey, bro, look, he was like, oh, you from Chirac, huh? Like, you think you a goon, huh? Like, you know, I could tell the vibe that he was talking to me with. And I was like, look, bro, honestly, Chicago, the hood is the same everywhere, and they just show us on TV more. And he was like, that is what it is, bro. Ooh, and then shook up with me and then was super cool and then dipped. And then I smoked a half a joint with a club.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's property value, bro. People been getting whacked. I mean, I've been involved in some shit that should have made the news. A lot of shit, but it never made the news, right? But every shooting damn near that happens in Inglewood or the Lawndale community, that's where the news races to. Why? Property value. They won't never tell you that shit happening in Uptown.
Everybody in the time south side, if a kid gets shot, everybody know which kid got shot, what happened. Man, I done seen kids up here get shot. I got shot when I was a minor. That shit didn't make the news. They didn't give a fuck about what was happening to us. And it's a real, when you start to look at what the picture is, then you know it's intentional. They want people to see black people kill black people and this and that.
Hey, Darrell, you brought up a good point, and I want to bring Terrell in on this point. You had an idea for some content, and only give away what you feel comfortable giving away in the public sphere, but we could talk more in private. You had some ideas for some content that I definitely think Mogul Minds and FNO Productions in collaboration could be huge with. And if you want to give Terrell a little bit of that right now as a film director that he is, I think now would be a great time to do that.
I mean, I don't feel comfortable giving random directors anything, but because of the sake of the platform, I'll definitely,
Hey man, keep that shit to yourself. I don't give away a lot of shit, bro. So when I talk,
no. I'm actually.
I got a whole shotgun in the tuck that y'all don't ever hear about until I'm ready for you to.
That's crazy. No. I appreciate that, but no, what it is there's a certain vantage points of society and the judicial system, policing that happens in the community that's just one-sided. It's one view. And that view is whatever view that they put on the news or whatever have you, whatever newspaper you read or you see it on the popped up on your social media. And I intend on giving that view a different perspective. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, leave that at that, Darrell. I ain't know what y'all was talking about, but leave that shit at that.
Yeah.
I think that's something we should just press play on.
It's pretty big. It's a pretty big project.
Just jump heads in and make it happen because it's mastermind. For real. It's dope, bro. It's dope.
That sounds like a shotgun shell, bro. Keep it in the top.
It's dope. I mean, but
I appreciate the support from y'all because that's love.
I think the world would love that. I think that it would be well received on a large scale. So I would say be careful. Mogul Minds can help us bring that to fruition.
Yeah. I think I landed that plane pretty good.
But before we wrap, guys, we talked about a couple of things tonight, and we have our resident Caucasoid here, and that would be I. Dan doesn't count as our resident Caucasoid because I don't know. I think Dan's black card might be slightly better than yours. And it's only because
coming at your neck, cuz.
This is all race-based. I want it to be known. I am.
Hey, I let him know today you got time, cuz.
Today I got time.
Hey yo, hey, Shorty who said that just got whacked. Y'all know that today I got time, cuz.
I don't know if that's fake or not. There's like
it was a fake story.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
It's fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
I don't think so, bro. This shit was on
culture guru of the podcast network. He happens to be a Caucasus or a melanin deficient person, but this nigga is abreast of all the community talkings. And while you're on the conversation, I did want to talk to you about Joe Budden's podcast. And I know that this is going to be irrelevant to half the guys on the podcast, but this is a podcast network. And one of the reasons that I wanted to bring it up is because a couple of months ago, Charlemagne and Joe Budden were having disagreements, and Joe Budden was saying, fuck these companies, nigga. All you artists can do it on your own. Fuck these companies. Make them work with you. Don't fucking work for them. But then Charlemagne was saying, no, eat as many dicks as you can and fucking put yourself into a proper opportunity. And at the time,
I mean, that. Look, listen, he not Charlemagne. This is not Charlemagne one saying eat as many dicks as you can and nothing like that. This the thing, especially in the music industry. All right, both of them cats had points. Okay, Joe Budden had y'all should just don't let these labels fuck with y'all. Y'all keep 85 to 100% of everything. Make them work with you. Y'all are the bag. Y'all are the attraction. Get your money. But the thing is about this, bro. No matter how good you are, if you are not valuable to these labels, they don't want to work with you. It don't matter.
Fuck them.
You feel me? You just gonna be a working by yourself ass niggas. The industry not gonna work with you. If your masters ain't worth shit, you owning 100% of them don't mean shit.
Right, but that's different. If you don't got talent, you suck anyway. But if you hot,
exactly. If you ain't got talent, you ain't supposed to be making no money.
Yeah, like talent ain't the issue.
Well, hey,
if you hot,
if you don't got talent, you don't supposed to be making no money. Have y'all looked at the rap game today?
No. But I'm just saying,
those are industry babies. We talking about like, so if you gonna say something to the industry because you whack, then go ahead.
It's still propaganda. Them bitches is famous.
It's been whack rappers out since the 90s, bro. It's been whack rappers since the 90s, fool. It's whack rappers always existed. That ain't new.
It's a whole blueprint of how to do this shit that's been written since Master P and them started. If you hot, you force their goddamn hand. And so I get you're right. Both of them had a point. But I'll be glad when we get to black money, black business, and fuck the conglomerate who've been leaving us out. It's the same as this industry I'm in right now. If we always wait on them, we ain't gonna never have shit. We're not gonna never have shit. If we
Master P came to the table, P came to the table with the bag.
20 bag.
He already had the bag.
Right, and I'm saying I don't got a bag. And I'm telling you, I ain't looking to partner with no conglomerate. Fuck you. Cause I got a heartbeat, I got a hell of an idea, and I'm gonna get the people behind me. So I'm ducking all those big conglomerates that's looking
I definitely, me personally, I agree with that, but to Charlemagne's point, you can't just walk up in Def Jam and be like, hey, Def Jam, work with me. They're going to look at you like, who the fuck is you? Why?
Right, and I'm saying skip over Def Jam and get together like we doing right now with your community.
Mogul minds this shit.
And stand on your shit and force them to give you something. Like right now, this is conglomerate in the making. If we all keep saying the same shit, like-minded, and we like, bro, I say this humbly but confidently. We got a whole city behind, a third of the city behind us in this north side. Why we can't come together collectively, create a movement, and watch the whole world and the whole city rock with us? That's all it take. But it take people at the top not to be, trying to get over on the younger brothers or the lesser brothers.
Yeah.
We'll need the people.
All those big administrations.
Them big ass administrations ran by old racist motherfuckers. So to say we need them to get on is more of that slave mentality, at least in my opinion.
Well, it's certain parts of, as far as like the industry go, it's certain parts of the country that kind of got that down pat. I'll give it down there to Texas. Texas got that down pat. They kind of form their own conglomerate. They don't really need the rest of the industry. You feel me? But that's what I'm saying.
Them sisters with the Atlanta Dream. Them sisters just bought a whole organization, 34 years old.
Like
money together.
Down there in Louisiana, they got kind of like a conglomerate where they don't really need the industry or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like certain parts.
It's the reason they burned down Black Wall Street, bro. And all we gotta do is reinvent that shit. We try to reinvent all the wrong shit. Why we don't try to reinvent some of this good shit? You muted, Terrell.
It up.
Hold on, Terrell, you're muted.
That was because of media, though.
They gonna blow it up. They can't
gonna-
blow it up now. They can't blow it up. We too strong.
Media that they
What I
was
was saying,
strong to blow it
what
up.
I was saying though is like it's crazy that the only like TV show that like touched on Black Wall Street was a fucking comic book show in Watchmen. That
Exactly. They don't want nobody to know, bro. We just gotta stand in our
Watchmen?
king.
Have you seen Watchmen though? Like I'm not trying to derail it, but like they touched on that.
I seen it, but they did approach it in a very unique manner.
It was interesting as fuck, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like it was crazy. I was like, yo,
What's going on with your audio, Z?
you sound like you're underwater, bro.
I'm a submarine. I'm an aquatic nigga out here. Like y'all thought Aquaman had to be a black man, right? The FCC be fucking this nigga up.
That nigga sound like that nigga.
He need to stop talking. Jesus, hey, don't speak for now.
Go ahead, get your iPhone.
It's the quantum computers they be on dirt with me. It's because I'm a real nigga. That's what it is. They have a real nigga meter, and they cut our words down. Like when you're meter,
hey, you can't hear nothing this man is saying.
I heard everything he said, but I had to really pay attention.
All I heard was real nigga.
That's all you needed to hear.
Stupid.
Hey, he needs to fix that audio.
But no, yeah, that was just my 10 cents.
Zeke, we cannot hear you, bro. We just can't hear you.
All I heard was
you can't understand that shit, bro. You sound like
I can't hear you, bro.
or some shit,
That
dude.
sounds terrible. It's terrible.
I'm not even about to pretend like I understand what you're talking
It's
about.
terrible just for production purposes. Like
this nigga, man. And he's still trying to talk.
Hey, yeah, bro.
He ain't giving up. He ain't giving up.
Hey, who knows sign language? Somebody translate this shit he talking about. What the fuck is that?
Yo, he said he's still trying to talk.
Hey, look, I just want to share something since he brought up sign language, right? I should give y'all a quick story, right? Yeah. So currently in Stateville, they had this building. They shut it down like last couple of years, but there's this big building called the F House where, just say it's 1,000 niggas, say you can Google what the F House look like, right? But these black and brown brothers develop sign language so they can communicate upon the gallery. You understand? They have their own language with Morse code, with the light, and with their hands, right? And so I'm just saying, like, when you think about how vast we are, just always remember, bro, that we created the pyramids. Like, our Mogul minds is a dope concept because our ability is only limited by our thinking. You know what I'm saying? We get back to thinking like the real forefathers before these brainwashed ass pastors and shit jumped in the equation. But we start really thinking about the real forefathers and our black creativity and ability. We talk about a whole nother conversation, bro. We can do any fucking thing we want to. We just gotta get to it, man. That's for real, for real. Like that shit just ain't even a cliche.
Hey, look, what I was thinking too, Greg, you just clicked it back in my head. I was talking about Black Wall Street. Media, man. They pulled, I heard somebody talking about Hitler tactics. Man, when they burned our shit down, they got like on their media platforms and literally said, black people is out here rioting. They going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they burned our shit down and literally got on platforms and said, we did it. You know what I mean? Like, and we held that L like almost to the 60s when they did it again. You know, they did it again. They started burning down black communities, all them black-owned businesses that Elijah Muhammad and Yahweh Ben Yahweh and all them little subgroups was trying to build the Black Panthers. All them little groups had property. These wasn't just gangs and cliques and shit. They had property. And when they assassinated them, calling them terrorists and shit, they took that property from them. They made that government property.
Now you see what I'm saying? Re-educate African Americans. Yeah, you talking, boy. Get to it.
And we didn't have the media like Mogul Minds right now to be able to even tell the world this is what the fuck is happening. Like right now, if we started big, like man, the documentation about how and what we're doing would be so lethal. They would have to try really hard to erase that. Because you can't erase shit out like the internet and computer. We'd be just uploading data and data and data. It's like we live in a different era of time now where we have to use that Man, this media platform is a fucking weapon, man. And they've been using it against us. They've been using it against us from the beginning, and it's our turn. That's all I'm saying.
Darrell, Malcolm X said that the media is the number one weapon that this system of oppression has, because it will have you thinking that the victim is the oppressor and the oppressor.
Matter, bro. The only thing every religion agree on is the power of tongue. Everybody got their own ideology. The only thing that is unanimous is the power of the conversation. So, of course, the media is the number one weapon. What they can teach you to think is what they can teach you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the facts. If we can teach you motherfucking dudes to say the same thing and think the same way, y'all gonna walk the same way. It's just
right. All right, so guys, before we get out of here, we're gonna be wrapping soon. Before we get out of here, did anything happen? Oh, we gotta talk this, and I want to get Ide's opinion because he's the most, outside of Vino, he's the most hip hop fanatic out here or on the podcast. And so Joe Budden's podcast, it looks like, if things don't get fixed within the next few days, this is the number one hip hop podcast in the world. It looks like Joe Budden could very possibly be the reason for his own downfall. He might be the reason. He might be the
Bring back Rory Mal, bro. He fucked up. Rory Mal made that podcast.
So here's the question then. So people who are familiar with the podcast, can the Joe Budden podcast survive this rift?
No.
No?
What happened? I don't know what happened, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
I'm
either. What
completely
happened?
out the loop. I have no idea what's going on.
If you know about the podcast, all you got to know is that what he's asking is can that podcast survive without Rory and Mal, which are the main two co-hosts? And my answer is absolutely not.
Mal, for those
I think it can.
It will survive, but it's not going to have the numbers. Guarantee that.
Mal's older brother, I believe, is Biggs, who is one of the lesser known people who started Rock Nation with Jay-Z and Dame Dash.
I was just gonna ask, is that big?
Yeah, that's Mal's older brother. And then Rory ran this thing called Henny Palooza. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but like Lollapalooza, they were nationwide and they were putting on predominantly hip hop concerts, but also being sponsored by Hennessy. And then it became Duce Palooza. And he's also a curator for Spotify. So he puts together playlists as a whole. And the three of them combined have a really good dynamic on the podcast. But for the last 3 or 4 episodes, which is like a week or 2 weeks, neither of them has been on the podcast. And a lot of people are saying it's because Joe Budden is continuously turning down bags that would make his friends rich, because he is what some people consider overvaluing himself.
Right, but that's, the pride became, what did it say? Pride was before
the sword or something like that.
Yeah, pride before destruction, right? That's the old adage. That's on him, unfortunately. I've always been a Joe fan. I don't really know the particular conversation, but that's business, bro. I don't want
that. Sounds like Joe to you?
That sounds like Joe to me. I mean, from what I know about him and how he moved, his ego has always been a factor in his growth. You know what I'm saying? So I think that tied it all together. Do you shuck and jive to get to the next step, or do you stay true to yourself? That's on his friends to walk away. Maybe he comfortable in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he comfortable being the high end of controversy and not going further, right? Self-sabotage is a thing. He might not want to go. So people who waiting on him to take them somewhere, y'all might be waiting forever because he don't want to.
Damon Dash.
Damon Dash, like self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers just didn't want to go to that next level, and so they stepped back. They still straight, but they stepped back. You know what I mean? You got to respect individuality. Shit.
That's a fair teammate.
I would walk away.
I feel that. I can feel that.
So that's
everybody
what it
entitled.
looks like. That's what it looks like today. Two of his co-hosts, they're on episode 400 something of their podcast. These co-hosts have been with him since before episode 100, and at this point, you could go on Twitter right now and type in Joe Budden podcast to see what they're saying, but honestly, it's looking rough for the man. And what hurts me about it is Joe Budden was a beacon of hope for content creators. Joe Budden was the nigga who said, look, Charlemagne is telling you to suck that corporate dick, and I'm telling you, tell them corporate niggas to eat a dick. And I fuck with that message. But when you're dealing with, when you got a team and you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people working with you regularly, and you have the opportunity to make these people millionaires, and you don't, you gotta have a real good fucking explanation for why you didn't make the guys millionaires.
Right.
You lose the army.
Like
you lose your
it's
soldiers.
it's pros and cons to both perspectives, but you gotta apply. You have to know which battles to fight, which ways. You know what I mean? You got to.
Right. So I want to know your opinion on this whole Joe Budden podcast situation. Do you think that they can bounce back from this?
Yeah, I definitely think they'll get it together. I did find it interesting
I hope so.
He switched up the artwork for the podcast on this most recent episode. It's just him. It's no longer like all three of the guys.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear Joe talk by himself.
Me either.
It's not happening.
No, he just had Steve Stout on there.
But guess what Joe gonna do as a boss?
I ain't trying to. Only person I'm trying to hear talk by himself is academics.
What?
I ain't trying to hear nobody else talk about
two other
himself.
co-hosts. Bosses do what bosses do.
You're an academics fan?
I'm not an academics fan, but no. Listen.
I fuck with academics.
Ack can carry his own show without nobody though. Joe can't do that.
Absolutely.
Just so he can carry his own show. That's your boy, huh?
No.
I mean, hey, I respect any man who can carry his own weight. It don't matter who it is.
Terrell, academics is true to his brand.
That's real. Okay, I respect that, but still, that's your boy.
He never claimed to be a tough nigga. Most of the shit that he gets is because he talks about, he has commentary on street culture, but he ain't a street nigga. And that's fine.
I fucks with anybody who they sell. Everybody.
Vic Mensa treated him and put him in the spot. If Vic Mensa,
bro, Vic Mensa wore a goddamn Confederate flag dress in a music video. I'm not trying to hear shit.
Right. Listen, bro. I respect.
Right, that's that shit. Don't give no real credit to no.
The reason I respect academics because he, with a lot of these goofies in the street, should be himself.
Right.
He ain't out here trying to be nothing. He not.
Period.
He ain't out here trying to be none of that shit. He like, bro,
individuality is a strong weapon.
Man, hell yeah. He be himself. He say, hey man, I don't got nothing to do with shit. I don't want no smoke with nobody. You run up on me, I'm gonna call the cops on your ass. I wish a lot of niggas was like that. That was having.
Yeah, me too. It's real life. That's more real life than bullshit.
Facts. That's real. Facts. I wish a lot of niggas was like that.
That's the conversation. I'm gonna tell you, boy. As soon as we get this money, and me and my people, because all the niggas I know are in the rap game, they ain't talking drill music. We finna shut that shit down. Like we about to challenge every radio station. Y'all just ain't playing All My Homies Dead, but y'all ain't giving out no knowledge. It's the reason those artists is platinum. It's the reason they putting these goofy ass, weird ass front. It's because they brainwashing our youth. You know what I'm saying? So as black leadership, instead of bopping to that shit, just going along with the transition, we need to stand up and say, fuck that shit. We don't want to hear that shit. You understand? And yeah, that's a bigger conversation. But what the fuck is all we got to talk about is drilling? Get the fuck out of here. What's the point of drilling if you ain't looking for oil, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? So we got to teach our babies that shit. You get what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Whole time.
That's a bar, and I'm still in that. I'm letting you know right now. I'm holding that bar down, bro.
That is a whole poem. You know, I write a little bit, so it's attached to the whole poem.
I was saying the same thing as Darrell. We need to hold that bar down. We need to make a T-shirt because what the fuck you drilling for if you ain't drilling for oil?
What the fuck? I mean, what the fuck is happening? What's the point of
I need that bar up out you. That's going on the mixtape, bro.
What are you doing? What are you doing? And so the moment we teach our babies that they drilling and ain't no oil, then you stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
the problem is, man, that sex, drugs, and violence has always been funded and always will be funded, and that's what sells.
But self-killing was never part of hip hop. You understand? Self-sabotage was never part of the culture. So they got the culture fucked up.
Greg, to your point, it went from drug dealer music to drug user music.
Exactly. I ain't got no issue with the drug dealer, even right now. Get your fucking money. How dare you, America? Y'all sent me to jail for multiple times for weed. Now that shit legal.
America sold his plug to drugs.
You get what I'm saying?
All the bullshit.
We selling weed out in the open now. Fuck y'all. Like we lost all our little respect for that shit. Because that shit's some bullshit out in the open. If that had been niggas that stormed the Capitol, you'd have had 300,000 dead motherfuckers. They'd have dropped the bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like they would have just over on the spot. So
and it would have been labeled some type of super terrorist activist group. They've been breaking the people's house after that.
Greg, Darrell, we do have a Caucasian person on the podcast, so we can't be speaking on Caucasian perspectives without actually asking the man the question.
I love it.
Do you genuinely and honestly believe, I'm not even going to ask you this loaded ass question I was going to ask. If it had been urban community in the hundreds of thousands storming the Capitol, how do you imagine it would have played out?
Definitely not the way it played out.
That's too fast.
But I mean, we know, bro. We know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like even, you know, I don't subscribe to the notion of the whole, you know what I'm saying, everything this the equal and all that. Like we know it's not. So we know it would have been treated different. We see it treated different every day. For me to tell you that wouldn't be anything new, you know.
So while you're on the conversation of life is not equal, I'm glad that you brought that up, because now we can segue into our original point, and then we could bring up a closing here soon. The original point that we brought up, it was a meme that we posted from the Instagram page, and it had this chick from the LA Sparks. Her name's Sue Campbell, I believe.
I saw that.
It had LeBron James, and they both have equal stats as far as accomplishments in basketball.
Right.
Do you believe that Sue Campbell should get equal pay for the equal work that she has done? WNBA versus LeBron in the NBA.
Again, in a fair world, yeah, but that's not the world we live in, right? So the NBA brings in.
We did the numbers earlier, just so you know. We did the numbers. The NBA brings in $8 billion with a B per year, and the WNBA brings in $60 million.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not sure. Like again,
damn, 60 million is still light for the WNBA. That's crazy. I thought
that's
how much
they bring.
Yeah, we got a partnership.
That's just the people, bro. That's the disparity. How can you justify paying somebody the same? Just from those numbers, like how can you do it?
There's not even the same amount of money in the pool. You can't.
But it's not enough money because they made it that way. Women is a minority. Now you got to get to the source. Always got to get to the source, man. They fuck women over too. Part of America's shit. So them sisters deserve better. Like they high.
So Greg, so based on what you're saying then,
listen,
LeBron made $37.4 million last year. Sue Campbell made 215 or 275,000. Do you believe that they should have gotten equal pay?
Man, no,
if Sue Campbell do a 360 dunk, I bet her pay go up.
I was just about to say that the entertainment level, because they're entertainers at the end of the day, right? The entertainment level ain't the same. It's like, you understand, Michael Jackson versus fucking
Millie Vanilli
or some motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like Chris Brown versus, I don't know, some of these little shorties or whatever, right? So the entertainment value ain't the same. But that disparity is too large. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But is it though? The viewership is not the same. Like it advertiser money, that's bringing in the big bucks for these people, right? Like, so if the viewership is
all right,
not,
don't forget about jersey sales.
well, I'm saying, but look at the jerseys now. Even the jerseys are logoed up now. They got the Geico logo, the insurance logos on there, like all types of shit.
But
where
I could prove that it's America's trick again because them sisters.
Yeah. I think we could lead everything
like,
back
we could
to
be
this
better.
America's trick
You know
again, right? Like every conversation will go back to this point. But if we, I mean, we could always take it there, right? But if we're just dealing with what is, then it just comes down to, you know, there's a lot more eyes on the NBA than there is on the WNBA. Hence, the entertainment level being higher and all that. So the pay is higher.
The gross value, the gross income, the projected annual revenue is significantly higher for the NBA versus the WNBA.
Right.
But they just, I mean, how long they been hooping though? I mean, look at they just really got, you understand, corporate. Like for real, when you look at how long the WNBA
Shorty definitely need more than 200,000.
But yeah, 200,000 is disrespectful. She's a professional fucking.
That's disrespectful. 200,000 is disrespectful.
Hold on now, right? To Darrell's earlier point, 215,000. Let's say that's what she's making. I believe that's what the meme says. 215,000. Do you know what percentage of women in general, and then women of color on top of that, actually make 215,000 in a year?
Right, I'm sure it's very low. What about black men too? It's the same.
Man,
disparity just
all men, all colors, all creeds.
Yeah.
You're talking about the top 1% of the world.
Men of all colors is under 10%.
Right.
Women is even lower.
But we talking LeBron got 34 mil though. So damn, could she get 10% of that? Could she get 3.4?
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Greg, hold on. Yes, she can, but we have to justify it first. Why does she deserve 10%?
Because she's a professional athlete and she's putting up the same stats. She's working just as hard.
Does she pull in 10% of the draw that LeBron pulls in?
She does not. She does not.
So then what are we talking about, Greg? We have to ask ourselves, are we talking about equality or are we talking about equity? Are we
talking about equity? I'm talking about equity opportunity. I think if you market them more, I think if you put them on TV more and made the female athlete as important as, you understand, any other athlete, like they want to downplay people like Venus and Serena.
Okay, so
they want to downplay Candace Parker.
Greg, that's fair. That's fair. Now, how do you make consumers give a fuck?
Easy. Brainwash them the same way you do everything else. Put that shit in front of them, they will buy it. It's as simple as fucking as that.
Hey, y'all. Wait. I gotta raise my hand. I got a random question, and I don't want to get laughed at, so don't fucking laugh at me, nothing like that.
No, I think we laughing at you.
I'm laughing already.
But, because I really don't know. So, were all gladiators men back in like the ancient times?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
The only way I've seen them is as men. I actually have a really good hypothetical that we can end on, fucking about gladiators and shit. And that's how we're gonna end after this. But I feel as though Vino's asking this question we were having this question actually earlier today, and I think, like Edwin was saying, that he thinks that the MMA is kind of fucked up because it's damn near like the buck fighting, like in Django when they had the male slaves fighting each other and shit like that. He and what I was saying was the reason that I believe that that's wrong is because men of all mammal species, look at rams, look at fucking elephants, tigers, they spar. Humans create martial arts, and we want to see, like, nigga, can I take you? Can you take me? How we gonna get down? We want to see, like, Vino, how many times you hopped in the gloves with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Right. Men are going to spar. It is a thing that we do. It never. Now that being said,
so is it natural that we progress more in those specific areas?
Yes, but not that much more.
That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to get down to the kind of, the
granular.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's like men have always been the people who have been put on the pedestal
but
to
I got where you
entertain
going with
people
it.
with our muscles. You know what I
got
mean?
where
You
you
get what I'm
going
trying
with
to
it,
say?
but women also didn't have to hunt before. You know, being
Right.
devil's advocate. They in the field now, B. They in the field.
Women don't have to hunt now. They choose.
That's what I'm saying. But no, they have to hunt, bro. They have
Greg. So Greg, you say women weren't doing that at first, but now they in the field now, right?
They in the field now.
We've been in the field.
Facts.
But see, that's the
I'm
difference,
not saying
though.
equal,
like,
bro. I'm not saying
we've been
the
in the
same.
field, though.
I'm not saying the
we
same.
Already
I'm
been,
just saying,
you know,
that disparity is a little bit too much.
I definitely feel you. She definitely don't deserve no 215,000.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
that's
like,
fucked up.
okay, what's 1%? That's less than 1% of what he made.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean, goddamn,
it's fucked up.
That's less than 1% of what he made. Like, can we get a little bit more? Can the sister get 5%?
I ain't saying it ain't fucked
like,
up.
Goddamn,
I'm not saying it's not fucked up, bro.
Like,
It's
I say I'd rather
up.
the WNBA players make more money than fucking how much? Google this shit. Them people in the Olympics who do that little shucking thing. How much money they make professionally?
He's talking about rowing.
Yeah, how much a motherfucking rower make? Like, it's a lot of professions that
probably not much, bro.
Look how
Like,
much
that's
tennis make. Look how much tennis make. Do them tennis women deserve more than our sisters in the WNBA?
Oh, tennis is hard as fuck, bro. Tennis is hard as fuck to play, bro.
Y'all act like basketball ain't. What the fuck wrong with y'all?
Hold on, Greg.
Tennis harder than basketball.
Basketball though.
Yeah,
tennis is harder than basketball. Why?
Hell yeah.
I'm hooping anybody up in the chat in basketball.
Terrell, hold on, because I want to hear you guys.
What he say?
Greg brought up.
I said I'm hooping anybody up in this chat in basketball.
Bet. When you want to pull up, boy, you talking too much. You ain't hooping no everybody.
Let my video. Let my video on.
When you want to pull up? When you want to
I
pull
will
up?
hoop anybody up. And I never played on a team in my life, and I'll hoop
All right. When you want to pull up?
We're going to dismiss Terrell's foolery. But what I will say is,
go ahead, I ain't mean to derail you.
You put the nail in your own coffin, sir. When you brought up tennis. Here's why. Serena Williams is paid more than most men professional athletes.
Right, exactly. Right. Serena Williams is
all I'm saying. My point was that.
Hold on.
My point is the WNBA need money.
Wait, hold on, Greg. The reason for that is not for any other reason, really, other than marketability. How many people are watching tennis when Serena is playing is what makes the fucking difference. How many people are watching basketball when Sue Campbell is playing versus how many people are watching when LeBron James is playing. That's what makes it. It's not a man-woman thing. It's not a fucking women being valued less than men
ad
thing.
dollars, man. How many ad dollars are brought in? That's all it
That's all these motherfuckers care about. That's it. That's all.
Yep. If look, bro, if a female Michael Jordan just happened to appear,
I don't
in
even
the
like
WNBA,
NBA no more. You didn't tell me. Now I gotta tune into the WNBA because women want more money. This shit is getting ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that, man. I'm saying that, like, I'm just saying that I'd rather watch the ladies hoop than a lot of shit, right? And so even the worst fucking baseball players making more, like everybody making more than them. And I'm saying that they are professionals. Them sisters.
Do y'all remember when the females tried to do the football thing?
I mean, they dedicated to their craft, bro, and I think that they deserve more. I'm not saying equality.
Wait, no, I'm trying to reach the point here, though. Do y'all remember when the females
do deserve more?
I think Darrell's talking about the lingerie football league. It was lit.
That's what I was about to say too. Yeah.
The what?
The
lingerie football league.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Them bitches out there. Them bitches can ball. Them bitches can ball out there. So them bitches fast.
Now what happened with the football league?
Nothing. Nobody was watching that shit.
They said it was violent.
It's still
on. And that's my point. Because as good as they couldn't get the ratings, and that shit was on top-notch television, cable, this and that. They had the platform to evolve.
Why they not? Because they had them bitches out there shit.
But don't you think that's brainwashing?
Football, and I had to run around with their pussy.
Don't y'all think that's brainwashing though? What's up, bro?
Hey, Greg, how about this? Look, if women, right, like women will always say, oh, like the pay is, there's a big disparaging inequality, whatever, right? So why don't women just go ahead and support the WNBA? Like, dudes will watch the NBA religiously, and that's why it gets the money it gets. If the women did the same with the WNBA, they'd see that difference in the pay.
And women are the number one consumers in America. Like, they buy the most shit, they do the most.
Oh, but
shopping.
they about to get their chop.
That's an interesting
That's a great
perspective.
point. That's a great
I
point.
don't
But they
know
about
if
to get their
LeBron
chop.
James or Michael Jordan is wearing a female jersey. That jersey better be raw as hell.
Look,
I don't even buy the NBA jersey.
Hey, look, but look though, I got daughters. I got a niece that's an athlete. And her idol is Cheyenne Parker. You know what I'm saying? Now with the Atlanta Dream, formerly of the Chicago Sky. But I got a niece that watch that shit. My boy got 2 daughters that hoop. You feel what I'm saying? Their dream is to get to the league, bro. So we gotta fight for them. We gotta fight that they be able to.
Hold on, wait, Greg. I gotta be as transparent as I was before you jumped on. You know, you my brother. I love you, man.
Yeah.
But the reality, if my son and my daughter both come to me like, I want to play professional basketball, and even if the girl was better than my son, I would encourage her to just do something else.
That's
because
stupid, though. That's bogus, bro. That's bogus.
Listen, the reality of it is, now I'm trying to change the world for my daughter. I'm expecting the whole world to change just because my daughter want to hoop. I don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to do it. But I want everything to change, and that's not realistic, man. I got to be realistic.
It is realistic, man. Venus,
I support it no matter what. But I'm not going to be the one to try and drive. Hey, listen, man.
Even if the world doesn't change, right? She's still going to be making 6 figures doing that.
And I'm cool with that as well. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it might be a big difference in.
The only way I would be tripping about those numbers is if they were getting those streams up. If I was leaving my house and your nephew and your niece, and I'm seeing these female jerseys out here, and everybody's talking about it all over social media, and they're still not getting paid. Because then I will have something to fight for. But if they're not bringing in that money, man, bro, I can't force nobody. Where the money go even come from?
But see, y'all missing the point. I think a little bit.
he said, where the money gonna come from to pay them?
We grew up sitting on our parents' laps watching the NFL and the NBA, right? And when this WNBA started, you know what I'm saying? Our we outside and shit. So it's like they gotta push it. All I'm saying is they could do better partnering with those sisters.
Hey, Greg,
better marketing.
Greg,
money. Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna give you a couple of stats, and then we're gonna move to this hypothetical, and we're gonna wrap.
All right, bro.
Before you hopped on the podcast, Faradun, who the educator, who I definitely want you to link with. We were talking about a few things. He pulled up a couple of stats. One of the first stats we talked about a little minute ago. The NBA pulls in $8 billion per year. The WNBA pulls in $60 million per year. So we decided to look up ticket prices. The median ticket price for an LA Lakers game, apparently the LA Lakers sell out every game all year round, even on the road, they sell out every game all year long. The average ticket price is around $307 or $370. If you want to go to an LA Sparks game, that's like $25. Chicago Sky. If you want to go to an LA Sparks game and sit
$20
courtside and sit courtside, it's $275 to sit courtside at a motherfucking LA Sparks game. At LA Lakers game, it's $10,000. Now, assuming that the LA Sparks can pull in just half of what the stadium fills. At most, they're pulling in 8,000.
How do you?
How do
you guys feel about women playing in the NBA?
Nah, that's stupid.
No.
No, women cannot physically compete with men the same way.
They just can't.
It's not fair to women.
It's not fair to nobody. Nobody want to see.
Hey, but
that's like MMA. WNBA, we'll fight each other after that. But man, bro, I got a friend though who's a high executive with the WNBA Chicago Sky. I'm gonna ask him to join one day, and maybe he could offer his perspective.
How old is the
WNBA? What if she was raw? What if Kobe fucking Bryant's daughter grew up to be an amazing player, and she was raw and she was too raw to even play in fucking WNBA?
And we seen those people. Cheyenne Parker better than a lot of these niggas in the NBA, bro. Maya Moore better than a lot of these niggas in the NBA. Cheryl Swoops.
But do you think it would be more professional to transition her to the NBA so she can get what the NBA
All I'm
is
saying
getting
is,
paid? Or do you think?
Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
More than Mike Brown.
Hold on, guys.
Greg, I'm asking the same question, bro.
Hey guys, this is a deeper conversation that we're gonna have to pick back up next week. We're gonna wrap on these hypotheticals real quick. And what I would like to say is a lot of this stemmed from a debate that we had on the podcast a while back. Greg, I don't think you, Terrell, and I weren't on the podcast when I brought it up the first time. The podcast that we had, it all stemmed from a Serena Williams conversation. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Anger Management with Adam Sandler, but there's one point in the movie where he gets it cracking with this tennis player, this nigga named Johnny McElroy. They go out, they get drunk as fuck, they get it cracking. Johnny McElroy apparently went viral a couple of years ago because he was saying how they were talking about Serena Williams and they were talking about how like she's the best woman in the world. It's not even a motherfucking question. And one of the things that he said was she wouldn't even be the top 100 men in tennis because she doesn't have the physical prowess to do it. And I don't know that Serena disagreed with that. What I do know is it sparked a conversation on the network. And the conversation was the WNBA All-Star team versus the McDonald All-American boys basketball team. And when I was doing a little bit of research, I found that some D1 WNBA players, like women who straight went to the league, will admit that their brothers who play D2 in men's basketball will bust their ass all day fucking long and they can't do shit about it. I'm not saying that women cannot be as equally talented, as equally efficient, as fucking phenomenal in their roles. What I'm saying is the physical difference, the biological difference between men and women is what is the determining factor in this conversation that people seem to want to not acknowledge in the name of equality. And I don't think that that's equality.
I agree with that. I did.
What's that, Terrell?
I said I agree with that. Exactly. Everything you just said, I agree with it as far as the real physical. It's like, it's real. You can't deny the physical aspects of a man.
Yeah, but nowadays you're problematic for even saying that. Like,
I mean,
no, but we're only talking about biology.
Yeah, but that's problematic nowadays. Like, no.
I get it's problematic, but it's like, what am I saying that's so detrimental to anybody?
But it's not. It's facts. You know what I'm saying? But like, the fact is that, like, the fact that this is even a conversation. Like, look, I understand the WNBA is a much younger league. It has not been around for as long. So I think given some time, they'll get it right, and it'll get to closing that wage gap, right? Or that pay gap. But in the end, it's still not going to be the same level of entertainment just due to those physical abilities.
Yeah.
And
we want to see them dunk on each other. So lower them motherfucking rims and let these girls.
Put that bitch at an 8 and watch how entertaining they get.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
put that bitch at an 8.5 and watch how entertaining they get. But I can't. I can't argue.
Hey, hold up. Are you saying lower the rim?
Yeah.
That might be problematic too. So you saying it's not inadequate?
Yeah, I'm just saying it'll make you more competitive as far as
Greg,
what they.
So you know,
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. I get it.
Hey, Greg and Terrell, just so you guys know, that was actually a Shaq-inspired fucking idea, and Lisa Leslie took offense to it.
Really?
Yeah, because they just always take offense because she could dunk, but she ain't think about all the motherfucking 90% who couldn't dunk. You know what I'm saying? So of course she would take offense. She's only the one of maybe 5 women in NBA history that dunked the ball. I think the first in the game. So yeah, she would take history. I mean,
okay, guys. So look, we're gonna pick this one back up next week. I feel like there's no quick end to this one.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here real quick. We got about 8 minutes left. We're going to get out of here. I want to ask this one hypothetical real quick. I'm going to get Ide's answer first because he's familiar with it. And then we're just going to go in order of the way you guys show up on screen. So I ask a lot of hypotheticals. I just like to see people's mind state move in different arenas that you've never thought about before. At some point earlier today, Darrell brought up I don't know if it was actually Darrell, now that I say it, but somebody brought up the Coliseum and gladiators. I believe it was Darrell. Somebody brought up and when you no, it was Fino, you're right. And when you think about gladiators, right? Have you guys seen Thor Ragnarok, the newest Thor where he wakes up in the fucking Coliseum and then he gotta go bang it out with Hulk? You guys have seen that, right? Imagine you guys wake up in the Coliseum just like this, you fucking chained to a wall, motherfucker. Your only option, you got two options. Two options. One is you can fight a wolf and you're barehanded, or you can fight a lion, but you get a sword. Which one do you pick and why? We're going to start with you. We're going to go to Greg. We're going to go to Terrell, and then we're going to go to Darrell.
So I used to be on the wolf side. I'm going back to the lion and with the sword side.
Based on what logic?
So I did some research on wolves, and they're not that small, bro. Like, I thought they were a lot smaller.
Nah, bro, it's a 200-pound dog.
No.
Yeah.
And like, just the fact, like, all right, even 200, right? He still outweighs you with momentum, with all that shit. Like, you thinking,
I'm fat right now. I'm 220 right now.
Yeah, whatever. So you slower, so he'll tear your ass the fuck apart. But nah, man, like, what? How much is a lion weigh? Maybe
400-pound cat with a tongue that can literally lick its sandpaper to you, nigga. It'll lick your skin to the bone.
Look, hey, I'm just gonna take my chances with the sword, bro. You know, like fighting a wolf.
Well, look, I'm not gonna blame this on race, but what I will say is historically, Caucasian people have typically chosen the sword. So, like, or whatever weapon was available, we're at it right now. So I get your choice. I just think it's the wrong choice. But Greg,
no, I know we've had this conversation, and like you did persuade me at one point to like thinking you right with the wolf, but nah, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with the sword and the lion, man.
You tweaking because you're not a fucking samurai. But
I'm doing a little more research on these lions and these tongues because I don't know if that's true.
Super tweaking. I'm gonna take the wolf all day long, right? I'm 6'2", 260, right? And I ain't never met a dog that's gonna kill me. Not no pit, not no motherfucker.
Man, y'all keep saying dog.
It's a dog, shit, bro. At the end of the day, it's a high level ass dog, right? And he might, but I'm not. I'm just telling you that. Yeah, man, I'm gonna take my chances with the damn dog. That sword, your ass cooked. Like, you cooked. Like, see, I don't even know what you think you're gonna do with the sword. Like,
I'm gonna scare him at least. Think twice before hopping on me.
Man.
Hey, Greg.
What's up, bro?
Absolute best case scenario.
No.
Hopefully, hopefully he could hold the sword up, right? And then the tiger jumps and
into it.
On the sword. But what he's not thinking about is when that 400-pound cat lands on the sword and then lands on you, it's gonna maul you to death before he dies.
Cat's nimble though. Cats adjust and shit.
Okay, so what do you think you're gonna do with a fucking wolf?
Hey, bro, I'm a polar bear. I'm gonna beat that wolf ass, bro.
A wolf is
a male lion or female lion?
You're not gonna sit up there and tell me that you're about to be some fucking He-Man in the fucking forest.
I got a better chance. I got a better chance with that wolf, bro.
You're not doing it. You got a better chance, yes, but you're not gonna win.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
I guarantee you. Hey, listen. You don't know what'll happen. I'm gonna
last a lot longer than you. I'm gonna last a lot longer than you. My life might.
And listen, the reason why I say the wolf,
if we both die, I'm gonna laugh longer than your ass did.
Hold on, look. The reason why I say the wolf is because no matter what the gender, the wolf hunts in packs. You need at least two of you motherfuckers to do anything with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat your ass alive.
It's one-on-one. I might eat his ass, bro.
No, females hunting packs, but one female lion will fuck a gazelle up quick, a hippo or whatever. It's just one, you know what I mean? Now, a male lion is stronger than a female lion, But you know, he's more pristine. He can fuck you up, but you don't even want to take the chance. Like I'm taking the wolf just because I feel like my chances are better. This is a dumb try. I'm gonna try and catch the nigga that gave me the knife first. If I can cut him, I can be satisfied either way. I don't give a fuck who's doing me in now. This fuck chained me to the wall. Give me his pussy ass sword and got me fighting wild animals. You know what I'm saying? If I can stab his ass, I'll die a happy man. But I'm gonna pick the wolf because I think I got better odds.
Okay, I guess I got better odds too, but I feel like I got better odds with a fucking knife in my hand against any of those animals.
But Terrell, here's my question to you. Let's say you swing the sword. What do you do if the tiger or lion, I meant to say tiger, I'm sorry, I said lion. Tigers are more dangerous than lions for the record. Either way, what do you do if you swing that motherfucker right with all your might, you trying to chop his motherfucking head off? And you miss because he ducks.
It's over.
I'm coming back with the backhand.
No, you're not. It's a cat. It's a cat. You're not coming back.
What if your motherfucker's strong as you thought you was, and the sword just hits him? It doesn't cut him or shit. It doesn't do like.
Nah, it's sharp, bro.
He eats it, and now he's ready for more.
That motherfucker is getting chopped up, cuz.
Okay, you just cut him.
Getting chopped up, cuz.
Look, that's it.
Terrell, so what happens?
15 stitches. All you do is eat your ass.
Bro, that bitch.
Man, I'm gonna shoot that tiger, bro.
I feel so much better with this than my bare fucking hand.
Isaiah, they gonna get a motherfucking tiger 15 stitches, maybe some staples, and the ass gonna be lunch meat. Like what the fuck? That's
you said we finna be lunch meat. They gonna have us in that little old school lunch meat package.
Hey guys, I gotta.
I bet you charged at me once and I swing that sword and cut him. He's gonna think twice about charging at me again. I'm telling you.
You gonna piss him off and he gonna maul the fuck out of you.
You got sense, bro. You
Hell no, he's gonna be scared, bro. You act like it's some mutant.
Bro,
like this is still an animal.
Fear don't react like humans. Humans are puss. Animals in fear are going to fucking.
Every movie I ever seen, a motherfucker killed a wild jaguar or some type of. It took the whole village. Everybody had to stab their ass at once. This motherfucker damn near still came back. You know what I'm saying? Every movie ever.
Hey, Darrell, you talking about the whole plot of the Jungle Book? It took the whole squad to take out the tiger.
Like, I'm telling you.
Come on. I just can't take. I just don't think
that could have very well easily been a wolf too, man.
Nigga, they don't got no tigers in Bosnia, so you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I never seen no movie where the whole village had to kill one wolf. Never. I've never seen
it. Hey, that's fiction anyway, bro. That shit ain't real.
Hey guys, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate every single one of you guys that hopped on tonight. I appreciate every single fucking viewer that hopped on tonight. Don't forget, we got our 420 comedy show coming up, headlined by D-Bank, hosted by Ty Riggs. We got some dope shit coming up 420 weekend. Definitely go check it out. All the links are on all our social medias. If you need the link, inbox us. We'll fucking send it to you. We're definitely trying to put together creatives with entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs with creatives, entrepreneurs with entrepreneurs. Greg, we're going to link you with dude. Darrell, we're definitely going to have a sit-down session with FNO Films and talk about how to get this production done properly. We definitely need to get some more hip-hop interviews in, and I got a fucking line of people that's waiting to get interviewed, so we definitely need to link on that. I appreciate every single one of you brothers.
I got an artist. You know, y'all owe me an artist, bro. Too.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, yeah, I know.
Peace and love, man. Love y'all brothers, man. Thanks for having me.
Mogul Minds, man.
It was a good chat,
bro. I love Mogul Minds. Much appreciated, brothers.
Peace.
Dan, end the live stream.